Okay, started.
Pacific Standard Time.
And hopefully my good internet connection continues.
Did you pray to the Omnissiah?
I used the unguents and the incense.
Unguents. Did you hit it with a hammer?
No.
Did you use the sacred oils?
I did use the sacred oils.
Oh my god. We're talking about your computer.
My internet. Not the computer. The computers are fine. Both my computers are super high-end and fine.
They're high-end logic engines?
Yes, my high-end logic engines. It's the problem is the internet connection, the ISP, because it's Charter. And Charter's the worst. Here. There you go. For those of you wondering, the sound of paper being cut is paper being cut.
I wonder. Let's see. I have to take the glasses off of this.
Yeah. Make sure you're prepped for when we go live with the actual picture.
I got a prep. Can you even hear me? Or I sound echoey?
I'm sure you'll sound echoey.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. I know I'm yelling right now.
Just talk louder. That's the point. That's
Like,
probably a
talking
good
to a deaf
idea.
person, that means talk louder.
Yeah, or somebody who doesn't speak English. That's always the key,
you know
right?
what? I find myself doing that a lot.
Yes.
Is it showing up on the mic? At least
Yeah, it moves when you talk.
okay. It's gonna be echoey, and someone's gonna give us a 1 star. Sweet. That's fine.
I think they were going to give us a 1 star.
Ray says Jesus. Okay, Ray, I'll put it live so that you can see what's going on. And that's why it sounds echoey.
Oh, is he complaining already?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, it's Ray. He complains.
He's only watched the show for like 10 seconds.
He only watches long enough to ask if I want to play PUBG.
Yes. And then he logs off.
Well, it does.
But we're still gonna count that as a viewer.
Well, yeah, of course we'll count it as a viewer. Duh.
Yeah.
Is it on yet? Because
It's on, yeah.
To get faint.
No, it's on.
He's trying to get
We've seen you for a while.
Carbon monoxide
Yes.
fumes.
I should. Don't make me talk no more.
This is my chance. This is my chance to end.
It's your chance to kill Adam.
Delete me.
To leave. Yeah. How did he die? I kept him talking.
Yeah.
Kept the son of a bitch
Just
monologuing.
just don't mention auto asphyxiation.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. I don't
No.
want my children to know.
No, Ray, PUBG later.
Oh
But probably
my
not.
God. Okay, guys, can you start, please? Because
We're started. You can take it off.
Oh well, we don't.
I don't see it on the screen. That's why.
Well, yeah, because you have a giant freaking helmet on.
No, I don't.
No,
I
as
see the
in
screen.
no, I don't see it on the screen either.
Oh, well, what's going on with your screen?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I don't know. I'm just the tech guy. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
The tech to work.
Well, it is live, so I'll put a different one up for you guys to see. Okay.
Oh, no, I can't see anything.
Hey, you're fine. Just do the show, Adam.
Actually, I'm not fine. I'm a little lightheaded.
The
Oh my god, you were such a pansy. I was wearing that for like
Yeah.
2 minutes.
You're kind of,
Just because your lungs are all hopped up because you smoked a ganja too much in your youth.
I can. I get tested.
Well, there's other ways. Spice, whatever the kids are doing these
For those
days.
that can't see or can see, and for those listening, the reason I sound echoey is I have a helmet on. Why? Because it's cool, and I paid too much money for it.
Extreme money.
Extreme money. I think I'm gonna start wearing helmets on the show now.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you don't die while you're wearing it, that's
I think I'm
fine.
okay.
I think the muffle is because of the helmet. Oh, you're making a joke. Sorry, teacup. I needed to read the second part before commenting.
Alright, there we go. That's enough.
Yeah, take that thing off. Good lord.
Woo! Hey everybody.
Oh,
I'm
put
here.
it back on. You're way too loud now.
I know.
Compensate your voice modulators.
Whew. You know, there's other sounds and it lights up too.
Yeah, I believe you.
You know you go. Is it this
You
one?
don't need to show me.
And respect.
Why don't you explain what that is?
What this is, for those that are wondering, and I know nobody that listens to this will see, but what I have is the pilot helmet from the Titanfall 2 Collector's Edition.
Nice. Ray says put it back on.
Put it back. Oh my god, Ray, I would. It thing's great.
That thing's really...
I just wish it was rated for airsoft,
Oh god, yeah.
because it would be awesome.
It would be fantastic.
But we're actually using this for our contest. Which will we do?
I feel like you're gonna regret that considering how many nooks and crannies are in there.
No,
It's
I'm
gonna-
not.
Okay.
Thank you for mentioning that.
What, nooks and crannies? Oh, you got one. Oh, it's your brother. We don't have
Is
to worry
it?
about
We
it.
don't have to worry about it. He's only the highest contributor.
John Solace, if you don't win, it's because your brother rigged against you.
Well, it's not Solace, so
Solus?
Solis, but who's counting?
But see, for me, I have to differentiate him against current John in any way I can. So
True.
You
You should
know.
just call him Solace when we play.
I'm sure he'd love that.
It'd be a sweet gamer tag, like S01 @
Just stop. Just stop. Stop.
C3
Stop.
backwards
You're trying way too hard on that one.
underscore XXX420 no scope.
So like 24, no, yes. That's right.
Bring
Because
back my COD
that's why they all
bitches.
have to be, right?
All right. So you want to do the contest first? I'm still recovering from the auto asphyxiation.
You can't produce any meaningful content at this point in time.
No.
Nice.
It's like I ran a marathon right now.
Aye, aye.
And all I was doing was breathing.
You can hear me fine, but not Adam and Tom, huh? Okay. Let me figure that out.
You can't hear us at all?
I think it's just that mine is much louder than yours.
We're actually the Dread Knights. It's a Honey I Shrunk the Kids scenario.
Alright, try that.
Is that better?
Is it too loud
It
now?
better be better because you're peaking almost.
Yeah, I see lights flashing on the little box.
Okay. I turned you down over here, so you should be okay.
Okay.
Okay. You guys all have to watch the chat. I can't.
Okay.
I did open up another thing to watch.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, okay. We're being told.
Oh, it's better.
We're being told. Yeah, it's deaf better.
Cool. Okay.
There we go.
Excellent.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, continue.
okay. Once again, we're here. Today, I'm joined with Tom and with John, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And today, what are you working on today, John?
Today, I'll put it up on the screen in a second. I've got some Dread Knights. I think it should be on the screen, actually.
Yeah, it is.
So I've got Dread Knights here, and I'm going to put some paint on them, other than the silver. Because they're very silver. Silver. They've been that way for
Apparently,
a
you
while.
sound like Zordon.
I sound like Zordon?
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
I mean, maybe that's a new thing for you.
It's not, but that's okay. It's,
All I know is I have some bad memories of friggin' Grey Knight pieces of shit, which I'll get into later. But,
So we had a tournament. We'll do the tournament report first, and then
Okay.
we'll do the contest. So we had a tournament this weekend. Last weekend, two weekends ago. It's been a long 2 weeks for me.
yep.
Both Tom and I played. Tom brought his new army,
Dark Angels.
Dark Angels. I brought Chaos, a different flavor, different composition.
Yeah, I saw you running some new stuff.
So I brought I brought the normal stuff, the cultists, the Nurglings, the Lord, the Sorcerer. I dropped the Berserkers because I didn't want to paint more Berserkers, and I already had 2 Contemptor Dreads painted. So I brought two Contemptor Dreads and 2 Dread Claws. And I brought the Siphon Interceptor.
That's what that's called.
Yeah.
So is that any good?
Why?
But his
Why?
Why?
Because I have the model,
Okay.
and it's cheaper than a Fire Raptor. So it's
How did it go?
it's 260 points.
Okay.
The reason it's 260 is because it has 4 las cannons,
It's pretty good.
Okay.
and then a missile launcher that does D3 shots, and on a 5 or 6 to wound, you do a mortal wound in addition to the hit.
Oh, nice.
So it's that didn't work so well. The last cannons really, but it's only 10 wounds, toughness 7. It flies up to I think 70 inches,
Damn.
and you can make, and it basically has vector dancer, so you can make a second 90-degree turn.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
So it's more or less for character sniping.
Seems legit.
And I had the model, and I put it together and painted it. Well, it is Black Legion, so I put it together and painted it within like 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't. That's the great thing about playing Black Legion. It's primed black and accent gold every now and then.
Yeah. So Tom, what'd you bring?
Cheating.
So I just started Dark Angels. I have never played anything besides Tau before, so the whole assaulting concept is a little weird to me. And also stratagems are weird to me because I didn't have them yet.
For Tau?
Yeah, for Tau. But no, I brought Ravenwing, so 2 units of Ravenwing bikes along with Samael, and I think I brought an apothecary. No, I didn't bring an apothecary.
Wow.
Because I need to make room for my other half of the list, which was Deathwing. and I brought Belial and 2 sets of
You
Deathwing
didn't bring
Knights.
Deathwing Apothecary?
No, I brought Deathwing Ancient, and here's why. Because the plan was, and a Dark Shroud, and just some scouts.
Oh.
And the plan was, have the Ravenwing run around with the scouts, or I'm sorry, with the Dark Shroud, the Talon Master, who is awesome, by the way. They'd run around, shooty, fun times. And then the Death Knights would drop in to act as a screen / as a second hammer.
Okay.
Which I did not really use them as a screen my first game, which I should have. But I don't know. It's definitely not an optimized list.
Seems like an expensive screen.
It is an expensive screen, but they're really hard to kill, especially with the Fortress of Shields, which, granted, it only applies in the fight phase, but it makes everything -1 to wound against them. So all of a sudden, Knights are winning them on a 3-up. Like, other Termies are winning them on 4s, stuff like that. So decent stuff. I liked the way the list played. I'm actually kind of using it more as a training list because I've never played this style of list or army before, so it's mostly just to get me familiar with the codex and to play it. Plus, it looks cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's fun to play. And
On the other screen, I included a meme for Tau Assault, just for you.
Oh, did you? Let me see what that looks like.
It'll come up later.
Oh, it will. Okay. It's probably terrible.
Stay over there, Pleb. You're not allowed over here on the technical side.
Oh. The technical side.
Do not cross the rope.
Well, yeah, coming from the tech guy who said, "What do you want me to do? Tech stuff?"
Exactly. Well, the only reason I want you to stay over there is because you're crowding that painting space.
Fair enough. Well, I wasn't putting. Anyway, no. So it was fun. I went 1 and 2. Best accomplishment of the day was against, not because I won, but because I killed all of his Poxwalkers.
Nice.
I played against Paul, and that was a really fun game. And I ended up taking it barely. And the best was my Belial and the Deathwing Ancient, who could not die, which was awesome.
The whole weekend? Or the whole tournament? Or that game?
No, he didn't die the whole tournament, actually, now that I think about it.
Belial?
No, Belial definitely died.
The ancient.
The Ancient didn't die, because he's kind of pointless once you kill the rest of the... He gets +1 attack, so once everybody else is dead...
You don't need to worry about him.
Yeah, pretty much. But the worst game was my first game against a guy who had just started playing in 8th since 3rd edition.
Yeah.
What?
All he had was Grey Knights.
Because I played against the same army.
Yeah, he played against the same army, and you beat his
Was it
ass, right?
all the old Metal Grey Knights?
It was all chapter master. It was all chapter master.
It was 2 Supreme Commands with 4 Grey Knight Grandmasters.
Not in Dread Knights.
In Dread
Dread
Knights.
Oh, in Dread Knights. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dread Knight Grandmasters.
Yeah, no, and it was oh my god. Like
And it came out, it was like 250 each, basically.
Yeah, they're about 250 each.
Yeah, and then
Well,
turn 1, I almost killed his Warlord. I almost killed another Grey Knight, and then my Death Knights would have killed another one had they made the charge.
right.
But they didn't, even with the Ancient giving them rerolls to charge with the Warlord trait.
Seriously, how long was the charge?
It was a 9-inch charge. They deep struck in. It was 9 inches. Rerolled 3 different sets of units. Did not get in. I even threw Belial in there on purpose just to try and do some damage. I know, it was insane. Long and short of it was I
my
could have
first game of 8th edition where I think it was Casey pulled off an 11-inch charge on the deep strike.
Oh my god!
Because he shot some guys away and then pulled out the 11-inch charge. I was like, well, it's a dice game.
It's a dice game. But so then what happened was I didn't do enough damage going first round 1, and the Grey Knights they hit hard. So
They do.
And I almost got him. Not because I was trying to tell him, but I almost got away with he was gonna back his Grey Knights away because he was
Cheating? You almost got away with cheating?
not cheating.
You're on the
No,
Russian Olympic team?
no, I said everything honestly, but basically he almost retreated with his Grey Knights and took pot shots. Instead, he was like, "Wait, I could totally kill you in combat," and I was like, "Damn it, he remembered that." And so he charged my Ravenwing Knights and murdered
If I
them.
remember right, in
Nice.
the 3rd edition, Grey Knights were a shooting army, right? Like they were heavy shooting. at 'em?
Yes.
That's probably
Yeah.
why he was thinking that. And
Right.
meanwhile, I'm surprised.
Yeah, they
never
were
even-
more of a shooty army. They weren't.
They had
weren't-
close combat stuff, but they weren't very good at it.
Yeah, and I was surprised he didn't even try. Granted, my Deathwing Knights have 3-up invols, but he could have charged all of my knights and murdered them. He could have potentially tabled me in 2 turns if he'd known what he was doing. Instead, he just killed my Ravenwing and
Sure.
left me just waddling along with Terminator armor in the left corner of the board. And I was like, all right, well, I've lost. let me figure out this stats, and then I'm gonna go grab 3 beers for
I
lunch.
lost. I'm gonna go drink. So why don't you finish killing Molly, bro?
No, I basically worked out the math. I was like, this is what will happen. These are the points you're gonna get. Does this sound cool? And he's like, yeah, totally. I'm like, great. See you later.
Nice.
Have fun in your second game. But no, I like the list. It's fun.
Oh my god. Your second game?
Second game was against. Oh shit! Who did I play? Second game was against
Darian, right? Or you didn't play Darian?
No, I didn't play Darian. I played
Is
against
it Alan?
I played against Alan. That's what it was. I
Yeah.
played game 2 against Alan. I murdered half of his army on the board. in
And he
turn
was
one.
playing Demons, no, Thousand Suns.
Yeah, he was playing.
I thought he was going to be playing Eldar this year.
No, he played. He brought Thousand Suns because he had 2 of the Mutalith Vortex.
Oh, because he's trying to do stuff.
Yeah, which are already on Bartertown, by the way.
Yeah, what you know? What, well, you know why? Because I killed both of them in turn 1.
Oh.
I killed both of them in turn 1 and a Soul Grinder, or no, he was using them. He was running them as defilers. So I killed like 3 of his monstrous creature heavy things in the first turn.
Okay.
He wasn't able to do too much to me second turn. I wasn't able to do too much to him on the top of 2, bottom of 2. He came in really hard and just started. Once that Lord of Change started coming and murdering everything. I positioned stuff
Wait, so
badly
what was
too.
the list that he had? The Lord of Change and...
He had a Lord of Change. He had a Lord of Change. He had the 2 of the Needleless. He had 20 Zangars in summoning.
Oh, okay.
And those things are nasty too.
Zangars are good.
What else did he have? He had 2 Sekhmet Terminators, which I also brutalized very quickly but
2 units or the 2...
2 units.
Okay.
So he had 2 units of the Scarab Occult Terminator. I keep calling them Sekhmet because I keep reading Horus Heresy.
Right. Hey,
Uh,
man. That's better canon anyways.
Stop reading.
Stop reading. Yeah, that's the answer. And then he also
Spoiler alert,
he also
everybody dies.
he also had Armin and the Demon Prince of Change, or the Zench Demon Prince.
Okay.
And the Zench Demon Prince Kairos.
So wait, how did he get Fate Weaver? Did he take a single...
He didn't take Fate Reader. I keep saying Kairos. I think it was just a Lord of Change.
and the Lord of Change was taken as a single...
Single model, yeah.
Because the Lord of War, right?
right, in the Supreme Command.
Or Supreme, it's whatever
Yeah,
it is now.
well,
Super
yeah,
heavy.
he had a number of HQs, so.
Okay.
Um,
It was probably a mixed Supreme Command.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was.
I'm not trying to find out if Alan ran in the legal list. I'm just trying to find out if Alan ran in the legal list.
I'm assuming he did. So, no, but yeah, that hurt. And then I played against Paul Barker game 3, and he was running Death Guard.
Cool.
And I
think Paul's watching.
I think he is watching, and I feel so bad that I am the one that made him realize he's never going to play Morty again.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. He on the team chat, he made a farewell to Morty.
That was coming.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can
You
always
got a nerf, and that was that.
at the end of the day, you can always bring it and have it as a great tournament centerpiece.
It's true.
And still use it to win Best Painted, because why not?
Yeah, because he's going to win Best Painted with it.
Yep.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Morty. He's right here. Morty is dead to me. I'm so sorry I did that to you. I really am.
Better you learn it now than later.
Beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But that was a fun game. Basically, we just kept punching each other essentially, and he kept throwing poxwalkers after poxwalkers at my shit, and he killed all of my Terminators except for Belial and the Ancient, who were just like total Left 4 Dead mode, like ah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So you ended up 1 and 2?
I ended up 1 and 2. Yeah. But I like the list. I definitely could have won game. I could have won both those games had I been better at positioning. I think what Darian said at one point in chat, and I'm sure he said it multiple times since, is you have to know the assault. Well, no, that, but you have to know the assault phase. If you know the assault phase, that makes you a good player, and that is something I'm desperately trying to get better handle of.
Learning the assault phase is probably key.
Well, and positioning for it too, you know, because that was why I lost against Alan. Is I did not position my Raven Wing very well against his assaults. I could have been much better at kiting him, and I didn't.
Okay.
Because I only want to assault with my Raven Wing if I'm going up against guard equivalent.
Yes. Well, no, you mech equivalents.
I could,
You
but
can assault most Marines to death.
with them, yeah. But
With the Raven Wing?
yeah, they've got
Were they
Corvus. They've got,
Well, you have a leg up on anything that's not like an assault unit.
yeah, generally. But I was
Anything
up
that's
against.
not Terminators.
But it's not the plasma guys?
They are the plasma guys, but they come with Corvus hammers, which do
Yeah.
additional wounds on a 6.
Yeah.
They,
Okay.
they have -1, +1 strength.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't assault Marines with them.
Well,
or
I would.
MEQs.
Well, so now I'm thinking about it. Yes, MEQs. I wouldn't assault demon princes and
No.
lords
Not
of
assault
change.
units, right?
Yeah, like things that could actually shred me.
Mm-hmm.
So-
So don't do that. That sounds like a bad idea.
Confirmed it was.
And I actually tried it, so yes, we know.
Well, actually, by trying it, I let them get charged.
Right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
well, sometimes that's unavoidable.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, it was good. A good game.
How'd your day go, Adam?
It went okay. I went 2-1. Like Liz, I took the list just because I didn't really expect it to do well. I just wanted to take the Xiphon because I had it and I wanted to use it.
Yeah.
It does sound like it would be on paper. It sounds okay, but is it just 2-point prohibitive?
It probably is, but in the previous list I used the Fire Raptor,
Right.
which is
What's the
300.
300 points.
It's the Fire Raptor is like 302 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it has more. It's quality. It's a question of quantity over quality
Okay.
because the Fire Raptor has more mid strength shots as opposed to the quality of 4 las cannons and a mortal wound, possible D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
For 40 points less. You know what? The same thing happened to the Xiphon Interceptor that happened to the Fire Raptor. Flies, kills one thing, and then dies.
So not worth the points.
Well, I would prefer
Depending
it
on
over
what you could kill with it.
well, yeah, because the first game I played against James Baca, and it was his first tournament, and he was just starting to get back into 40k. He hadn't played since like 3rd edition. I guess that
Yeah.
was the theme of
Is
this.
this the Grey Knight guy? No.
No, he was
This
playing
is-
Death Guard. I
He was
think.
playing Death Guard, but he was trying a trick, which I talked to him about it. That was possible where you pump up the Poxwalkers to be like toughness 6 or 7 at one point because he had, and it was very character heavy.
Yeah.
He had 1 Plague Burst Caller, 2 units of I think it was 40 Poxwalkers or 30. It was a lot.
Was he doing the thing Carlos did?
No, he was doing the thing where because he had Fabius Bile Typhus.
Oh yeah. So if you get the good roll with Fabius Bio.
Right, so you add because Typhus makes them +1 toughness, so now they're 4. Bio gives them another +1 toughness, so now they're 5. And I think there's a
If you roll, Fabio makes him fabulous.
and then there's a I think there's a spell that gives them another toughness.
Yeah, there's a couple Poxwalker stratagems or spells in there.
Yeah, so now they're like T6 all of a sudden.
And then if you have the Tallyman, he gives everybody bonuses.
Yeah, he had the Tally Man. He had
Come, Mr. Tallyman.
he
Tom's fired.
I think you say I'm fired at least once
I do.
on guest showing.
I do. Ray's still here, and I'm still not playing PUBG.
not
Sorry,
tonight.
Ray. Sorry, Ray.
So he had position. He had a Demon Prince, and he had like a bunch of characters. He had chosen. He had an Alpha Legion contingent, which was a bunch of
Hey, that was my idea. I gave him like 2 days before. Actually.
with chosen with plasma guns.
Or did I? I don't remember.
What, on Tuesday?
Well, I saw him on Friday because
Okay.
he was finalizing his list, and I was talking about Alpha Legion to him because he was like, "I'm trying to play Chaos," and I was like, "Oh, you could always throw Alpha Legion in there."
You can.
Yeah.
And
So what ended up happening was I go first. Xiphon flies up and snipes Fabius Bile. He didn't completely surround him with the
when
Poxwalkers.
does Bio roll for the?
Beginning of the turn.
I think it's like at the beginning of the turn, or the start of his turn.
So you can keep him from buffing the Poxwalker.
Yes.
Kill him off.
So I was able to snipe him. Then he got wrecked by the Demon Prince, my Xiphon Interceptor.
Yeah, of course.
But at that point, what I did and what I ended up doing the whole day was basically concentrating on one side,
Yeah.
eating that flank, and then crumbling everything else.
Yeah.
And that's more or less what happened.
That's the only way I've ever won with a pure Grey Knights list.
Just checking out a side.
Focus on the side,
Yeah.
and I try to roll up that side and get all the objectives I can on that side in the middle, and then I just basically think the other side of the board is dead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, unless I can gate something good over there, but you can only gate one thing a turn.
Yes.
So
And then he also had Terminators, I remember. And the Terminators, and what happens because I went first and because I dropped most of that stuff and spread out my screen and things like that, I was able to kind of force him into one basically spot on the board.
nice.
So I was able to limit his choices. It was actually still pretty close. It was like 17 to like 14 or something like that.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Second game, I played Tom's opponent, first round opponent.
The granite guy.
Yeah, and he basically split his evenly across the board.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Well, you kind of have to with gate though. You can do that.
Oh, yeah.
And then gate whichever way you need to go.
Yeah.
That game I should have won, but
Was
I
he
did.
deep striking much of his stuff?
No, he didn't buy the thing to deep strike. Otherwise, that would have put him over the 250.
Oh, because
Yeah.
he was all Jedi list. That's
Yeah,
right.
no,
Yeah.
he was running exactly the points allowance that he could.
Yes.
With double weapons.
No, he only
Oh,
he,
it
Great
was,
sword.
it was a great sword and the gun.
Which guns?
he had the Gatling
guns.
cannon and the Psy cannon.
Yeah, so he was running the 2 guns.
Yeah.
But he wasn't running the extra fist because you can take an additional close combat weapon with them, but he wasn't doing that.
Okay.
So basically, it came down to 2 bad decisions on my part. The first one was because this was the one where you have the 4 objectives and
First
one.
one was playing Black Legion. Second one.
No, this is no. This who went 2-1? This guy.
Who went?
That's true.
More
And
importantly,
got all this soccer and baseball and all this stuff going on.
I'll do to you what I do to Alan, which is like call you.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
so
Oh, he actually goes to tournaments now, so I can't do that anymore.
you can still do it. It's
Did he
fine.
stay for the end?
He stayed till the end, even
Alan,
though
you're such a good
yeah.
guy. You're all grown up.
He's a testament to the community, really.
He even stayed to the last tournament.
Crazy.
He yeah, I wouldn't say that. He even went to the last one over at Gamers Haven.
Uh-huh.
Even though he went 1 and 2.
Oh,
He
yeah.
must be getting serious if he's staying.
Yeah, because he's going to the Adepticon team tournament, the London GT, the team tournament in Arizona.
Wasn't it him that's trying to get everybody to go to the Green Tower one?
Was it?
That's the same weekend as Broadside Bash. He's
Yeah.
going to
Oh,
Broadside
he's on
Bash.
Broadside, that's right.
Yeah.
Paul is the one trying to get us to go to Green Tower.
Right.
Yeah, which I'm still in the air about. I don't know. It depends.
Maybe depends on
Maybe
work.
that weekend.
I'm just assuming no with you. That's-
Yeah, the tournaments are basically like we'll run that league.
But
We'll
the
run the
tournaments,
ITC
yeah.
league. That's
Yeah.
fine. I can play in that, but I can't
Mm.
until I'm going to Bay Area Open. I bought the ticket for that.
I'm still in the air about that because
Yeah,
I'm already taking a lot of time off this year.
I got that BAO ticket, so I'm going to that.
I'll go either way, whether I'm playing or not. Just hang out.
No, I'd totally do it if I
you
could.
didn't get a ticket?
No, I did not. I am on the wait list.
Okay.
It's already on the wait list. God damn.
It sells
Yeah,
out like
it's sold out in a day and a half.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yep.
Okay.
Now
Oh, yeah.
people will drop and by
Yeah,
the
people
time
drop. You can get
don't
it.
worry
Oh,
about
I'm
it.
sure. Yeah, but I'm probably not going to be able to.
With the list I'm going to take, it doesn't matter. I'll be at the bottom tables anyway.
That's
Suburb.
that's like I said. I was going in the chat, and Darian's like, "Okay, now you got to practice." I said I was going. I didn't say I was trying to win.
So first mistake was it was the one where you 4 objectives, you pick one, and that's your primary objective, and you can move it 6 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved mine, but when I deployed on the opposite side.
Oh,
What's wrong with you?
I put a unit. I don't know what I was thinking. I put a unit of Nurglings, and that was basically it.
This guy, what a noob.
The second. So during the course of the game, I'm killing 1 or 2 Dread Knights a turn,
God, the dream.
and we went through like
And he has 10.
he has 8.
8.
So we only went to like turn 3 or 4, and he had only 2 left at the end.
Yeah, I guess 8 is the max you can get.
So how did you lose then?
Because he finally got the Nurglings off my primary, and that's the bonus.
So he's just started scoring bonuses off.
He
you
scored
like
his
crazy?
2. He scored 2, and I could. And his 1 Dread Knight, whatever, had 1 wound left.
Right.
What I forgot, and that was my second mistake, was I forgot to assault with my cultists.
Well, again, I mean, tabling also isn't an auto win either.
Well, no, I would have. If I had assaulted with the cultists, I would have, because mine were OBSEC. The Dread Knights, the Grandmaster Dread Knights aren't.
Hey, Ray, hit us up when it gets closer. Because there's a bunch of team members going. We haven't started to figure out rooms yet and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And rides, but I'm sure that somebody.
It
on the
should
team
be
will
fine.
go.
There'll be like a bunch of us going. But I think we went to turn 4.
Okay.
And
And he had 1 Dread Knight with
2.
1. 2.
He had 1 full strength dread and 1 with 1 wound left, and I forgot to assault with the chaos with my cultists because they were OBSEC. So and that would have been about a 4-point flip. So instead of losing by 2, I would have won by 2.
There you go.
But I think the result would have been the same. I still would have went 2-1 because he ended up playing Imperial Guard player that had the Shadow Sword.
Oh yeah, that guy. I don't remember his name, but he's good too.
He's been to our tournaments before.
Yes.
Yeah, he whooped me. Like I think it was the Hammer of Wrath I played him.
Oh.
Who won the tournament? Was it Darian?
No, because Darian came in second. It
But he
was
went 3-0. Darian won
it was
3-0.
Jay. No, it
Jay.
was Jay with Dark with
Eldar.
So,
He
there's-
ran- he
so
ran
don't bother
Eldar.
asking because the answer is always going to be Eldar until the March update.
That's fine.
What's in the March update that makes that?
Well, we'll see.
Darian was
We're
playing
assuming.
Eldar,
He was
Yeah.
running.
which is why I
Yeah.
asked if it was Darian.
No, there's no because Jay always shows up and Jay plays Eldar. He's always played Eldar. He's never played anything.
And they never
else.
played. They didn't play against each other either.
I've
which
never,
was
se-
awesome.
I've never personally seen Darian lose a game with his Eldar. There was a time in 5th edition where allegedly it occurred, and I was not present, unfortunately. But it was a guy who was my neighbor at the time. He grew
okay.
up, he grew up next to me. I had no idea he played 40K. He
Mhm.
was older than me, and he showed up one day with his Black Legion in Abaddon. And I guess with the 4th edition rules rolled through with Abaddon, just unit after unit after unit.
Ooh, yeah.
Munching him. And I get a message from Darian, and Darian's like, "Hey, who the hell's your neighbor?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? My neighbor? My neighbor? I have neighbors, yeah, because I was living with my parents. I was
Yeah.
still, like in college." He's like, "Yeah, your neighbor just destroyed me in a game of 40K." I was like, "You lost to Corey?" And
Nice.
then Corey ended up getting banned from the store.
Oh, well, there you go.
Guess who he played and got banned from the store?
The owner.
Yes.
Nice. So it's funny because during the game, Paul, which is the guy that we played, he's a really nice guy, and
The grand.
the and I even helped him choose which secondaries to get.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I helped him. I
Well,
helped
what's funny,
him
he
pick
only
his
got
entire thing.
he only got like 3 of them.
Yeah.
He won because of the primary.
No, that's how he won against me.
Yeah. So
That and I couldn't move.
That list is pretty killer. If you're not prepared for that list, if you haven't thought about what you're going to do against,
he was hating on
Grandmasters-
he was hating on the obliterators.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
The obliterators and the contemptors were just raping Grey Knight Grandmasters like every single turn. So if we had kept going, it wouldn't even been a question.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we had to stop because of time.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know who took longer. I do talk a lot when I play because I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, because you're going to win the tournament anyways. Playing Black Knight.
But if hey, I could've
Straight
been
shade
2-0.
coming from the tech department over
He
here.
knows that if you want to win with Chaos, you got to play Alpha Legion.
Yes,
And
I
he
know.
plays Black Legion anyways.
Mhm.
It's not shade. I'm just reiterating what he said.
What is their Legion trait bonus again?
I get a +1 to my leadership,
Their Primarch's dead.
and
His soul has been destroyed, and he can't come back.
he's you keep telling yourself that. Wait till he comes back, because he has been back before. He can come back again.
No, clones. Clones came back.
With-
Clones aren't the real thing.
yes, they are.
No.
Almost. When my consciousness goes into my clone, it's me.
Okay, Tom's as heavy into the Horus Heresy as I am, so we're going to get his opinion on this. Tom, should Horus be allowed to come back?
What does that have to do with the heresy?
Given the way the Emperor obliterated his soul.
We don't know that. They haven't. They could
I've read it.
retcon
I
that.
have the whole fucking...
Oh, it's getting real.
That's fine.
He just went from tech priest to librarian. I don't know. If
For
this
those
is-
that can't see, he literally did get up out from his chair to go find it.
he is now frantically searching his
It's
domicile.
the best.
I would say
It doesn't matter because they'll get retconned.
I don't know. They're pretty. The new GW is pretty good about keeping
I give
consistency.
you, Tom, the Holy Bible.
Can I actually borrow this?
You can.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Show it
Is
to
it
the cameras.
is it the saber tooth?
Show it to the peoples. That's the Holy Bible of...
No, it's funny you mentioned. I saw a used copy of this at the store like 3 months ago, and I was actually looking for it and I couldn't find it. So now I'm really happy I get to read it.
That was one of the things that survived my 6th edition Rage Purge.
Oh Jesus Christ! This is gorgeous.
There's a couple things that survived the 6th of the Rage.
Is that all the
6th
saber
edition Rage
tooth card game stuff?
Purge. Yeah. So it's
Non-canon.
all the
There, done. Take the book away.
cards. The cards aren't canon. Everything else in there is get out of here.
Well, this is where they got a lot of their ideas for a lot of the units and
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
According to this, it says you're a heretic.
That's
yes.
fine. I do play Black Legion.
Sorry, I just
so-
wanted to live out that meme for a minute.
I love that name.
But
but,
okay,
um,
but from my personal opinion, Horus shouldn't come back
Thank you.
because he's completely obliterated. That said,
but
Such a millennial.
so
Gotta
sorry,
hedge his bets.
I'm not hedging bets. I'm keeping an open mind.
I want Bernie. Okay, I'll vote Hillary.
Yeah, that was that. Oh god,
Hedging
I'm
bets?
not gonna get into that.
No, let's not go political, but you
No,
know.
no, yeah, I know.
it's a different podcast.
Different podcast for a different time for never. No, I think that they'll do something where I don't know if it'll be a Primarch or if it'll be Abaddon himself or some new character. They're gonna have a Horus equivalent eventually.
Clone.
They could, yeah. Bile has done it before, so I don't know why you can't like make another
Fabio was the
clone.
worst. That guy shouldn't even get the fluff.
That's
Fabio
why.
was terrible.
The fact that he's such a hateable character, though, it kind of makes him more real, doesn't it?
Between him and Erebus.
Erebus
Erebus.
is a bitch. Okay, when he
Yes.
killed, what is it, Argyle Tall?
Spoilers.
You know what, people out there?
These books have been out for
Sorry.
years. Yeah, there's
You
that.
ever see the?
And then Karn almost freaking murders his ass, and I was like, get him, Karn, get him, get him, Karn! And instead he like gets his arm before Erebus teleports out like a bitch.
Did you ever see the comic where it's Horus talking to his Marnival,
Yeah, that's on here.
and it's like Erebus says this, man, fuck Erebus.
Yeah. It wasn't. Isn't that?
supposed to be
Logan. Yeah.
Loki.
Logan, and
Logan.
then Horace throws him out the drop pod onto his fan. It's on here. It'll come up, guys.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, that's a great one.
No,
But,
I also love too how Logar is like, hey Karn, sorry about your buddy. Oh, hey, by the way, I can tell you where Erebus is.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of pissed off at him too, because he's a little bitch.
So
Erebus
likable.
is literally the worst.
But yeah, I play like John said. I play, and like I said, Carlos at the previous tournament. Carlos was like, you know, you should play Alpha Legion because then you can. I'm like, I'm not playing Alpha Legion.
Yeah.
Literally in that tone.
Yes.
No, but if you, Carlos, I play Black Legion, and I've always played Black Legion for the last 20 plus years. So
And
I'm playing Black
so
Legion.
he's gonna be Black.
Speaking of Carlos, that's actually one of the reasons I'm really sad you and I didn't go to Airport Con this year, because I wanted to see if fake Carlos was there again.
No.
That would have been great.
But
Legend of fake Carlos.
but their trait is +1 leadership, so they're either leadership 9,
Right.
and then
Woo!
which is actually helpful because if it's a 5-man
How do you have
squad,
+1 leadership when your Primarch's dead?
easy. You're just
You're
it's
only trainer
the
legion-
extra hate.
You're the only trainer legion whose Primarch is dead, and you get +1 leadership.
Yeah.
No, Night Lords, technically.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Unless he actually survived.
Nah, he allowed himself to be dead. He dead too.
Just
Yeah.
to prove a point.
He'd be dead.
It's the extra hate.
Space Batman.
Extra hate. Extra hate gives me better leadership.
Okay,
That's
I'll
true.
And then they can
All
treat rapid fire weapons as assault weapons if they advance.
Which is pretty damn
That's
good,
good.
actually.
That's cool.
So
Yeah, so you can always salt and shoot boulders and stuff.
yeah. Okay, I think that's it. And then their special warlord trait is they get the extra hit against Imperium on a 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
So if you use something like the Rapturous banner for the Slanesh banner, which is a +1, or the Veterans of the Long War, which is another +1, you can actually get it like on a 3 or 4.
Ray says they need a nerf.
Black Legion.
Black Legion?
Yeah. Leadership OP, immune to
I do never have to worry about leadership.
That is nice, actually.
That's actually another reason why I like my current Dark Angels list, is because not only with Grim Resolve is the
Oh, man.
most that I could ever leave or lose is one model.
Oh, okay.
Did you
But
guys take a load of that jank? Look at that.
What are you talking about?
The shoulder pad.
What'd you do to it?
Off. I didn't build this one.
It's missing one, or it's like
No, it's just
The
it's a
shoulder pad's like a
scan.
skew.
oh, they probably
It's like-
they probably glued it and then laid it
And I
down.
can see the glue pooled in the back.
You better fix it.
I'm not fixing it.
Battle damage.
I don't care.
Yeah, you could actually work with that. You know,
Make it work.
take like some clippers and like chinker into it.
I'm just gonna ignore it and then wash it.
All right, when we do the paint judging, that's gonna. when
Paul
I-
and Mike Fox are in our meta. I will not win another paint award. Okay?
if we go to broadside,
I can't go to Rough Side.
oh, then I can get.
That's- he
I can,
has
you can take a
never
Grey
gone
Knight,
to
and I can
broadside.
get a better
He's
paint
literally
score.
said that like 3 times tonight.
That's
He's not
fine.
going.
Adam doesn't listen to me. We've established this.
No, but see, now I want to keep a count going for how many times you can naturally say that I'm
I
not
can't
going to
go
broadside.
And it's funny because we have this conversation every year for the last like 5 years because I can't go to Broadside.
Yeah, I can't.
Can
go
I
to
can I
Tuesday
actually
on my
ask
birthday.
why you can't? Is there a
It's
specific
always
thing?
the same weekend. It's always the weekend after we come back from DC with the students.
When are you going this year? I think
Oh.
it's the weekend you're at DC. I think.
Yeah, it's always around then because we always go to DC the last week of
See, it's
April.
it's the same
and it's always the
time.
last weekend in April.
Mhm.
It's the
so
same
that-
time as my birthday, my
Mhm.
wife's birthday, and our anniversary, so we can't really go.
Yeah, that's like me and LVO.
Darian
LVO's
said
every January.
Darian said they're not going because they owe him, I guess, the prize win from 4th edition tournament. Darian has a long memory.
So he's not going in protest.
Yes.
He should show up.
And wearing
Demand.
he should show up wearing a hooded cowl and no one will know who he is, like it's some movie or anime, and then at the very end when he's about to win on a single last dice roll, he unveils and it's everyone's like, it's Darian. We still owe him that tournament win from 4th edition.
Those guys. But
Should be a writer.
no. So like I said, so even if I had won that game, I would have played against the same army. And I don't know, I think I had a better shot. I definitely had a better shot because I could one shot that Shadow Sword. I can kill it in one turn.
With what? The
The
Obliterators.
Obliterators.
So
But he has the conscript screen. He could keep you out, can he?
I just need to be within 24 inches.
24 inches. Because the conscripts can't.
They're not going to block for.
Yeah,
they're
because
not
they
block
can't
line of
like
sight.
infiltrate or whatever.
Right. No. But what I mean is, like, depending on the board scenario, he could potentially zone you out. But then you just wait a turn.
Yeah, I just wait. And plus, I have
drop
the contemptors also. If I was able to get within 9 inches, then I'm able to make the charge.
There you go.
Because I throw the close combat. Because the contemptors are the one I have is 5 attack. What is it?
On the car rides a broadside bash. Guys, I can't go to broadside.
Why did you kidnap me? I literally can't go to this. I had to get on a
You're
plane.
like, you're in the middle of a game and you're like, I don't understand why I'm here. I can't go to broadside.
I'm getting calls. You have to be on a plane in 3 hours with a bunch of 8th graders.
No, you don't know.
I'm leaving from San Diego.
No, you don't understand. This is after your school trip's been canceled. You can go, but you still can't believe
I
it.
should have had them leave from San Diego on Sunday night. Started to be in San Diego. Why are we scheduling this to leave from San Diego to LAX? And why are you not going to be on the bus right there? Be quiet. Stop asking questions.
So
What are those large cases that have what look like
Toys?
toys and weird army insignias that we don't recognize.
So
It's books, it's learning. You wouldn't like it. I know because I'm your teacher.
So with the contemptor that has 5 attacks, it's straight. It's minus. It's strength, I believe 12, and then -3 with 3 damage. A straight 3 damage for each. Then the guns for the.
Contemptors are good.
Then the guns for the obliterators just. I've done it before. I've essentially one shot at shadows. The super heavies.
The Contemptor was the one thing in my Death Guard list from last year's BAO I did not regret the change to. Remember, I changed the list. I took the Terminators out and I added in the Contemptor and I added in the Sicaran.
Yeah.
The Sicaran ended up killing more of my own models than other people's models. But I did not regret adding the Contemptor. The Contemptor was good.
Although the Sicaran is your fault
Yeah, I remember that.
because you didn't re-roll it.
Well, no, he spent his CP on something else.
No.
Or no, you didn't even remember.
I did not remember.
Yeah.
All 3 times.
That was all. Yeah, that was also the game where you were like, Tom, tell me how to beat Tao, and then Paul McKelvey overheard me, and he's like, okay, 50% of what he said was right.
Yeah. Paul pulls me aside. He's like, okay, half of that was right and half of that was wrong.
Yeah. Well, because at that point I was still getting a handle of the Tao meta that didn't exist.
Well, yeah, and Paul knows that.
Whatever,
all that
Tom.
Army back and forth.
Oh my God, yeah, no. What was it at SoCal Open? I saw him. I literally just saw like the models. I didn't even see the list of what he was bringing, and immediately my mind was like, "Oh my God, I never thought of that. Like that's a really freaking good idea." But I don't own 6 Remora drones, so I can't run that.
Right.
So the third game was against Carson. And
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It went well for me.
Oh yeah, he was. I remember
Carson,
he was
our team
salty.
Carson?
Yeah, Carson.
Our call. He brings 3 knights and 5 custos, and that's the army.
Yeah, no. Well, and he knew it wasn't a good list. I remember talking to him about it. He was just dicking around.
Carson, that's a recipe for a bad time, brother.
Well, he had a good time aside from that game apparently. But what?
What was a little salty? Whatever.
Well, and I played that list, and it's kind of like the Grey Knights list, where depending on what you go against, you can actually do pretty well.
Okay.
But his plan is to run Mechanicum with Custodes as allies. So not knights so much as like Scutari and the
robots.
Robots and onagers. And,
I can see that.
and
Hoping.
And those Custodes, like I don't know how they were in your game, but they are freaking hard to take down.
They were soft and squishy. I don't know what you're talking about. I am not impressed by custodes.
Oh my God.
I am not impressed by the
Typical-
character Valdez.
Typical Black
Valor,
Legion arrogance.
whatever his name is. Because all I did was do this. Oh, Knight, Death Hex, Rape.
I hate that thing.
I Death Hex 2 Knights and the special character
Val,
Whatever.
Valior, or whatever his name is.
Valium, Prince Valium. That's who I. Death Hex kill.
Prince Latin name.
Death.
No,
Yes.
Prince Spaceballs reference.
Prince. Death Hex Knight. It was bad. We were done by top of 3. My top of 3, basically.
I'm hoping the
Jesus.
Shadow Sword I can get it. That does come off of back order because I want to build the list to be Grey Knights plus that stuff, the AM attachment and that.
Are you gonna run a Talon? Did we? I can never remember the
Yeah,
discussion.
so the super heavy detachment would be Talarn.
Yeah, and you could infiltrate the Talarn Baneblade, right? Is that you can do that? Did we establish
Yes.
that was possible?
Yeah, no,
Or outflank it?
I'm not using Talarn. I'm using
Catachan?
Valhallan.
Oh,
So they get the rerolls.
No, that's Catachan.
That's Catachan.
No, the rerolls against the you take the special war gear and you get it from
Is it
against
Warrior?
chaos.
Is it? But can
It's the
the
standard, isn't it?
but can the Baneblade take it?
No, one of the guys can take it. There's something like Carlos walked me through it,
Okay.
so I know this is what I'm doing.
Well, but the only advantage Valhalla gives your Baneblade is it gives it the basically you're at full operating capacity until you hit 2 wounds.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's right. That's the main thing. There's also a way to get rerolls against chaos.
Yeah, there's a stratagem.
Yes.
That's a Cadian stratagem.
No.
No.
There's one that's just it's like
Katie?
remember
It's a
Katie or
generic-
whatever, and you pay 1 CP and you reroll all that unit rerolls all hits against
Right.
chaos hits and wounds.
Yes.
So
That Tau. Okay, that
To
Tau.
see how
meme
one
is-
field. Yeah, the town.
as a quick note, there was one instance of that where it was the first time I was playing Town, or second time I was playing Town in a tournament, and I was doing the gun line behind an Aegis.
Mhm.
I was playing David Cutts, and I think this was like when I didn't know him really well, so I was really afraid he was just gonna rip my arms off.
Yeah, he's giant.
He charged. He like advanced across the board, failed a long charge, then came closer, failed the short charge, and meanwhile I'm shooting at him turn after turn after turn.
Right.
Finally, he gets into combat with I think a chaplain biker or something like that, and because I threw grenades or something, I struck first, and literally one fire warrior sergeant was like, "Eh," and killed him because he had 1 wound left, and he's like. He almost
Wow.
flipped the table. I was like, that's when I was like, I can't feel bad about winning because I only get to do it once every 5 games. So,
but yeah, the game with Carson was over pretty quick.
yikes.
So and so over the course of the game, the Siphon did basically the same thing as the Fire Raptor.
Character sniping.
Move, shoot at something, either kill it or wound it bad, and then die.
Okay.
Yeah.
It lasted longer in Carson's game, which means it lasted 2 turns instead of 1.
Mm.
So it for 40 points less, it did the same thing as the Fire Raptor.
Sure.
Which that's good. No, honestly.
I like the extra 90-degree turn,
Which is awesome, actually.
because you have the 360 fire arc. So
Yeah.
it just keeps me.
It allows
the-
well, and it allows you to like not only take advantage of the full movement spectrum without having to worry about your angles.
Yeah.
Because if you can't move your minimum distance and you have to angle and you can't, then you have to go to the hover mode and you're boned.
Well, I don't get a hover mode.
Then
That's
that means
that's
you would-
the other thing. Yeah.
Well, that
Go
means
off
you-
the table.
That means you would have to go to the table and die.
Right, which is why the 90 degrees, the second 90-degree turn helps so
Oh yeah,
much.
which they took away from vultures, which I was really pissed off about.
I'm not.
It's a
I
vulture.
don't use them.
Oh.
It's a carrion bird.
If Bobby knows, Bobby's here, he knows. I used them in 1 game against him.
I know we had to tell a guy who's using vendettas as vultures at the LVO that he had to stop.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. That was one of the things.
Yep.
Because because it was just
He was using vendettas as
He was
vultures.
literally-
like
Yeah,
but like
no
they
conversion.
no conversion
nothing.
element at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was just saying.
Because I at least have Gatlings on mine.
No.
Nope.
He was cool with it though. He was like, oh, okay,
And they're pretty close to the same points anyway.
they're actually cheaper.
Vendettas are?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So I ended up 2-1. I think I came in 5th or 6th. No, 6th. I think.
You came in 6th.
I think it was top 8. That's all.
You came in
whatever.
6th.
Darian, I think, came in 2nd.
Darian.
Eldar. It was like Eldar, and then who cares?
But Darian was at the other tournament.
No, he was at our tournament.
Oh, he was at the other tournament this last week.
This last
He was
weekend, he went to the airport
He-
con where
he
they
went-
did. Where he did.
He needed some new baby seal fur coats.
He went to the airport
I
con,
hear there was a good crop this year.
Yikes.
and yeah,
What is it? He did something that I did. I made someone call me
Did he
unpleasant
win that or
last
no?
year. Oh, he did. Yeah.
he won it, but he went 4-0-1, I think.
Right.
Oh, he lost a game.
No,
Oh, he drew it. Oh,
yes,
okay.
it's you do the loss first and then
I
the draw after.
I mean, I'm only used to losses, so there you go.
Tau don't tie. Tau lose.
don't tie?
Tau win or lose.
We win or lose. There's no tie. The greater good doesn't accept draws. But no, yeah. But I think he said it in the chat.
He made someone. Sounded like he made someone quit. Yeah.
And it was like a 15-year-old kid. It was his first tourney or something.
I don't know. I don't. I try not to ask. I knew what was going to happen, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Nah, yeah.
We'll see. We talked to the Chad, and I talked to Chad about it because Chad was there. Actually, for Team Yankee.
He was at Airport Con for Yankee?
Team Yankee, yeah.
Oh,
Him
cool.
and a bunch of other guys. They came.
Yeah,
they
he was
came
working
in
on a Yankee list for like 2 weeks.
He came in 5th, and they got 4 of the top 5 spots.
So he does play games.
Yeah, he just doesn't play.
Sorry, Chad.
He
I couldn't help myself.
he
I
built-
know
he
you
built-
listen to this sometimes, my bad, but seriously.
he builds 40K armies. He just doesn't
Yeah.
play 40K.
Right.
It's weird, but
He has good army concepts, though.
Yeah.
He shows
Don't
me
worry,
his
your
list.
boss doesn't listen, so it's fine.
they took 4 out of the 5 top spots, and at another tournament a few weeks ago, they did the same thing. They got like 4 out of the 5 top
His
spots.
team.
Oh, wow.
The guys he plays with, or the guys from the
Are
store.
they teams in that game or no? Like, do they
Not-
name themselves as teams now?
They just put like Los Angeles, like their area.
Okay.
Yeah, they
So
took a
so
little-
much so that apparently they got challenged by a group in Idaho,
That's awesome.
a club in Idaho to play against them
And-
at Gen Con.
Sure.
And here's the thing. There's jack shit to do in Idaho, so you know those guys are good.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, no, it's...
Or was it Iowa? I don't know.
I-
Midwest. It's all mid or something.
That
That
still
doesn't change.
applies.
They still fly over
Sorry
country.
to our listeners in those states, but you know it's true.
I won't apologize to listeners of Kansas. That state is boring as hell. I'm sorry.
Aw.
I'll be
Okay.
cold in my grave before I recognize Missouri.
Yes.
You've lived in Kansas?
No, I drove through it.
That's enough. That's like living in it.
Well,
I
no,
don't know.
no,
I
but you
mean-
don't understand. It was like a Twilight Zone experience where,
Oh.
like, it was gas station, then cornfield, then small town, like burger joint, bar, place, then cornfield, then
And
gas
Somebody in
station.
a hockey mask chased you for a couple of miles and killed half your group.
Yes, exactly. No, but that repeated for 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
As we were watching this giant storm come from behind us and eventually overtake us, and so it was this most surreal, depressing thing I've
That
ever
sounds
lived
like the
through.
nightmare that many people live with in
I'm
this
being-
country, and I don't understand how they do it.
It was like, oh my god, like every other state we drove through was like huge mountains, this and that. Even some of the plain states were like beautiful in their own way, but Kansas it just reeked of depression and sadness, and I do not understand why they don't have more drugs in that state, like why that's not a problem.
Well,
Like in New Mexico, where it's also boring as hell.
well, because it's like a prison state. Have you seen our governor?
No, we're getting
No.
are we getting into politics again?
Yeah, are we going down that road?
No, we won't get there.
I don't think I drove through Kansas when I drove
Apparently, too many of my students know about this podcast. I'm not
when I helped my brother move.
Corrupting the youth.
When I helped my brother move from Delaware back here, we went through a bunch of different states like Tennessee.
Okay,
you know.
at that point, don't you just disown your brother until he's moved back and be like, hey, you're back?
I wanted to do it because it'd be cool, just a road trip.
It's fun to say that you've gone across the states
Yeah.
to a degree. Yeah.
Except for the fact where he didn't let me or my dad. He didn't let us stop anywhere.
Okay. No.
He just wanted like to plow through, get home.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna you should make a trip out of it. See, that's what, like, when I moved from DC to LA, I made a trip out of it on purpose because I was like,
You're never doing it again.
I'm never
Yeah.
doing this again. I might as well enjoy it.
Well, I
Like,
know.
we hung out in St. Louis for a couple days. That was a lot of fun.
I didn't mean like that. I mean, even just to stop at monuments, he would. We stopped at
You
one.
didn't get to stop at the giant ball of yarn?
I got to stop at the Antietam battlefield, and that was basically it.
Okay, so that's worth it, though.
Antietam is.
Antietam's worth
Well, yes, but my dad wanted to go to Nashville, and no, he wanted to go to Elvis to Graceland.
If any of you,
I wanted to go to area.
If any listeners, oh yeah, no, but if any listeners are ever go to Gettysburg, right outside Gettysburg, as you're heading back towards DC or Maryland,
See, Kansas was not a stop on our trip. Yeah, nowhere was a stop on our trip, John.
no, but outside of Gettysburg, there's this place. I forget the name of it, but it's a barbecue joint, and it's like half-mile away from an Irish seafood restaurant, which we knew was a bad idea.
Yes.
Like it was like shrimpies or something like that. It looked disgusting. But this barbecue place had some of the best barbecue I've ever had in my
Okay.
life. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Gettysburg was too far, like north. We were going like south.
Yeah, because Delaware's below it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to go up that
It's
direction.
pretty powerful too, like seeing like just like actually walking along that ridge and like seeing where they fought. Like it's
I could go to Gettysburg every year, but every year I get outvoted by the other adults that go on the trip.
Where do they want to go?
Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg.
oh well, pansies.
That sounds boring.
Yes.
I
I
could
think
see-
the Gettysburg is boring, and I get outvoted.
Gettysburg is not boring.
This
It's
is why I have an infatuation with dictatorships.
you're like, this would be so much better if I were in charge.
How can I make all the decisions?
Oh my god.
Sure, there's
That
a bunch of
explains a
people that
lot
would agree
about
with
you now that I think about it.
It's the reason I'm a teacher. I'm a dictator in a small classroom.
Better to reign in a classroom than to serve somewhere else.
Corporation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
just like
Arkansas.
Teacup. That's more or less what we drove. He said like, look, Arkansas at night where you really don't see anything. But
Oh, cool.
we drove for 8 hours and then kind of stopped. We stopped at like KOAs.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. A lot of states are very much like the Bender, like, oh, neat. Like, you know,
Yeah.
just like, cool. I'm here.
I've done
Now
this.
I've done this.
When we came back from LVO, my brother and I made my brother stop at the world's largest thermometer.
The world's, that's a thing? I mean, of course that's a thing, but where
Yes.
the hell is that?
It's in Baker.
Baker.
Baker. Okay. Is it like what? Like 2 stories or something like
No,
that?
it's how tall is it? Like 3, 4
I don't know. I've only ever stopped.
Stories
there
or
in
feet?
US.
stories.
Damn. And it's like full of mercury and actually
It's
is a
not
work-
mercury.
No, it's digital
It's
thermometer.
digital
Oh, it's
now.
a digital. Okay, that's bullshit.
You're not
If
gonna
it
have
was
a
full
three-
of mercury. There'd be like a giant
Yes.
health disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah.
The EPA would be like, "What the hell is that? Shut it down.
Yeah.
You just poisoned
Oh, it is,
3
yeah.
states worth of children."
Yeah.
Which apparently we don't care about anymore, but that's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Hey, I should get like a little whistle or something every time we go too close to politics, like or something. I
Does
don't
that
know.
count as politics?
Yeah,
No.
you talking about them getting rid of the thing for the kids?
I didn't say who did it. I just said apparently we don't care about it. I didn't say who the we was.
That's okay. I work in law ish. I work for people who work for law.
We gotta
That's
stop having
ins-
lawyers on this podcast.
That's
our
insinuation.
problem.
No, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a financial person. I just count. I
you
count
just
their,
work for lawyers.
I
Stop
count their
having Jeff here
coin.
again.
Jeff. No, Jeff perpetually reminds me that I'm not good at reading.
Yes.
Because like normally I'm like, oh yeah, I read this and blah blah, and then Jeff will be like, I just looked at it just now. Did you look at this? And I'm like, Jesus, like you are a lawyer. You read that in
Jeff
5
makes me glad to be a judge because he can be like, what about this, this, and this? And I can be like, but I said no.
And we're back on dictatorships.
There's also a reason why I enjoy judging.
Yes.
That is yes, is fun.
I should try out reffing.
You should try what?
Oh god. Oh god, no. No, 'cause
Soccer?
Yeah, reffing
No,
soccer.
because then you're gonna have to deal with like parents.
You just kick them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
See? This is a good idea.
So you're really not gonna play 40K anymore.
Dude, I already am not because of all the sports.
Yeah, he's
Because I
gonna
have
be
to
there
anyways.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I had to be there anyways, might as well do something.
May as
You
well
might,
ref
might as
and
well
then-
get your dictatorship kicks out.
Well, for AYSO so far, I coach because...
I do
wow.
it for the love of the game and for the kids, not because of my dictatorship
Lies.
fetish.
This just lies and
I
slander.
thought it was like a familial obligation.
There's that too. It's almost like when you have to do community service for like
Prison sentences?
no for church. I was gonna say for Catholic school, but okay.
Oh yeah, that too.
When you have to do whether no with the
Like community
with the-
service hours.
No,
type
yeah,
thing.
that or the parents have to do service hours for the school.
Yeah, which by the way, you always make a killing on that because they're like, oh, you can do service hours, you can pay X amount of money.
Yes. Or you
The
can
X
buy
amount of
it
money.
now.
Well, no, it's the reverse. The X amount of money, if you do it by hour, is like so much more worth it if you pay half
Yeah.
the time. You actually, because if you consider your time equal to a certain value, it's so.
So
much
tips
better.
for those people that send their kids to private school.
Yeah.
If you have kids in my private school and are listening, don't listen to this.
No, I mean, but it's different for every school. You know, do the numbers first, do the math.
I
Do
hate
the
service
math.
60 hours for high school. Oh wow.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I
my
I
doc-
didn't have to do that. I had to write a thesis for high school.
My daughter had to do,
Which
I
is
think it
bullshit.
was, I want to say 80 hours, but it was a lot of hours
Yeah.
just to graduate. And that was public school. That wasn't even like private.
Oh wow.
None of this sounds fun.
I didn't go
We
to.
did
I went to
100
charter.
hours at St. Francis.
I didn't,
100 hours over the course of the 4 years. So you did 10,
yeah, it was
Oh,
something
over
like that.
40
Yeah.
yeah, so we did 10, 20, 30, 40.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, mine, my,
Oh, Carmel, there you go.
when I went to high school, we didn't do any of that.
Yeah, I went to a private high school.
So did
I
I.
forces. What? How could you get out?
I went to Bosco Tech.
Oh, that's why.
Too busy learning.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Learning stuff. That's why I got a good job.
And you can speak
And
real
he-
good.
And he speaks good.
He speaks.
He
Me
speaks-
feel English? That's impossible.
That's impossible.
That's why I said impossible.
Oh, I love that meme too. Memes are life.
All right.
You can
So
do
that
the
was
drawing.
it. No, what?
You wanna do
We
the
didn't do the
drawing?
drawing.
Cool, let's do
Let's
that.
do the drawing.
So
Again, John, he rigged it against you.
Well, of course.
yes, I did. So right for the dice, what we're giving away are 2 sets of dice, 4 sets of
kind of
the
dice?
TFG
Loaded
dice.
Random
No,
bag of dice bought off of eBay.
TFG dice.
They may or may not be cursed.
Not a bag of random dice.
No.
Are we sure we can't give that away?
You
And then
tell
make
you
sure that
you
there's like
tell
4
me.
or 5 loaded dice
You-
in that bag of dice.
Depends who you give them to.
Okay.
Oh my god, always rigged. So we'll do the dice first. I'm just gonna pick 2 names.
Okay.
It's just 2 bags of TFG dice.
Well, 2 sets. Let's say bags.
And
2
the
names. The
winners
first name
are-
is Brent.
Yay, Brent.
I always
We'll
forget.
hang out with you at a bar in Vegas.
Yes, we did.
Good guy.
And the second one is Brent, but I'm not gonna give him 2.
Nope.
Why is Kenny here? I didn't name any names. Who's Kenny?
I thought Kenny died. Those bastards.
God damn it, you killed Kenny.
Second one is Tom.
Yes!
Tom M. I'm not gonna name the last name.
I won dice. I'll name my last name.
I need a pen
Oh,
or a paintbrush.
no. You're not going to use my paintbrush for this.
I did not say yours. I just said I need a.
He said, "Aw."
We're in my house.
I don't even have an
What
aw
paintbrush are you gonna
gun,
get?
let alone many guns to necessitate a gun rack jump.
The second group, it will be for a $50 gift certificate to Happy Halfling Painting Workshop.
Oh, I want to trade mine back in.
No.
Oh.
This
See-
one, with this, the gift certificate, the dice tray, dice tower, and these multiple, you can win. Like you can win it again if you want.
Oh, yeah.
because these are for 4 people. And
I mean, no, I'm not gonna take any of these.
Oh, thank you. Look at that.
I won dice. I'm happy with
You
that.
just wanted the dice?
He just wanted
Yeah.
dice.
Well,
Dice,
'cause-
dice for the dice gods?
Dice for the dice gods.
He could have just asked me, but that's fine.
He likes to hear his name get called.
True.
Haven't you won 2 of these now?
What?
Haven't you won 2 of these now? These prizes?
Tom won the army.
Oh yeah, you won the.
I won the
That
whole
one time.
army. Yeah. I'll actually gun for something next contest.
So first winner of the 50 gift certificate is John S.
Not me.
No,
John
John S.
Salas.
Then second one is Joshua Young.
Woo.
You're gonna see multiple names because this is the only way you can enter is if you're a Patreon subscriber, and the more months, the more you got a ticket basically for every month you subscribed, and 1 ticket was for each dollar amount.
Right.
Michael Schulke. I'm horrible with names, by the way.
Yeah, that looks right.
Then Robert M. Mohan.
Robert Mohan, you have won.
Don't give me a ticket.
What
Yeah,
did he?
don't pull me over.
What did?
He pulled up next to me once on the freeway and scared me. He drove past me,
Uh-huh.
and I'm driving my car. He drove past me in his cruiser, and then but he drives one of the SUVs.
Oh,
And then,
okay.
Then it slows down. It like hits its brakes like on the freeway slowly, and I'm like, oh man. And it comes back this round. Like, my registration's up to date.
Did he flash the
I'm
lights?
driving
That would have
super
been the
slow.
best.
No, he pulled up next to me.
Oh, okay.
And I pretended to ignore it because I was like, if I look at this cop,
He's gonna nod you over.
he's gonna he's gonna do something, right? So I was like, just ignore it and get off like you're gonna get off. And then finally, I saw motion. I look over and he's waving it. And I was like, oh, okay, it's fine.
Have I ever told you my favorite Robert is a cop and also my friend story?
I was with you for this, but tell it.
Okay, so the best moment,
I'm pretty sure. I was
the
with you.
best
I
moment
remember
of my
hearing it.
life is it was when I sold my Ford, and and that thing was a piece of crap, and I never updated it after a while, and I knew I was getting a new car, so I was like not registering it.
Yes, this is.
And he stops at the he stops for lunch, and we all walk out, and he walks past this car, and he's like, oh man, that guy's registration.
He's in his full gear.
Full
Yes.
gear, full
Full
uniform. He's
high
still on the
gear.
clock, and he's like, man, this guy's registration's 6 months over. I'm on my lunch break. I don't care. And he walks by, and I turn around to everybody else. I was like, guys, that's my car. I told him after I got my new car. Like the second I got my new car, I'm like, okay, Bob, I have to tell you this. And he died laughing, and then he's like, you're an idiot, you know that? I'm like, yeah, I know. But thanks for not giving me a ticket that day.
How's it going?
Okay, so we have a.
Well, what did everyone that you just drew won?
They won the $50 gift certificate to Happy Halfling Painting Workshop.
Cool.
So what I'll do, I'll send Alexander I'll make sure I get everybody's email and then send them to them. So you just go there, mention that you got the prize from the drawing, and you should have $50 credit towards getting your army painted.
Yeah. Woo.
All right. Next is the what we have, and I forgot to bring it. Sorry. We have a 3D printed dice tower by
this is cool.
Redra Forge, Vreda Forge, and that is Shaylin Allen. She does 3D printing. She does custom jobs. If you want to do anything special or unique for your army, like for one
cool.
person, she made Anubis heads for this person's Thousand Sons army,
Dude.
She does good work.
and for Magnus.
Oh wow.
If you follow her on Instagram, she'll put up videos of like her forge.
Yeah, her 3D
forge.
printer.
Can
Yeah.
can we post a link in the chat? Is that possible?
Yeah, I can do that.
You're probably gonna break it, but go ahead and
I
try.
don't break anything.
Whatever, tech
Shut up, I'm the
guy.
tech guy.
Shut up, I'm the tech guy.
I don't break stuff. I fix stuff. I fix your mistakes.
Right, like the not canon Horus Heresy stuff.
Hey, man.
It's Sabretooth game. It's not canon.
Don't know.
So for that, it will go to Danny Lave.
Danny
To
Lay.
lave, which means to bluff. So he's probably
blave.
playing a game. He was bluffing when he died.
There's the link.
Cool.
See, I didn't break nothing.
You didn't break nothing.
VREDAforge.com.
I
Yeah.
didn't break nothing, and I speak English and good.
Well, you teach history, not English, right?
Yeah. I teach some parts of ELA, but it's not the grammar part.
You could
Okay.
you
It's the
could
research aspect.
you could hybridize and teach the history of English. Start with some Shakespeare. Actually, no. You'd start with.
I start with the pre-Normans, then I have to go into
Yep.
how the language changed when the Normans took over.
See, you're already there.
And when I go into that explanation,
I'm already
then I have
bored.
then I have to explain. No, you're gonna like this part. Then I have to go into the origin of the curse words.
Which is you mean so Canterbury Tales, right? I mean,
Not just
basically.
can't. No. So like, part of the thing when the Normans took over was they like put a bunch of French in, right?
Right.
And so part of what
Also.
happened was a lot of the stuff that was like good words, like they like a lot of the stuff that was just like neutral words became bad words according to the new overlords.
Right.
So and then obviously they're not the exact words, but then they get changed over time,
Right.
all because the French got put into the English.
Yes, they did.
Just put it right in there. Just stuck it right in. Probably stuck it in a couple times, wouldn't you think?
So
Get it?
this-
Get it? Because it's like sex. Also another podcast?
It's like being a word. We're two adults, you should know better.
I love it's not even your students, it's your fellow teachers that are the inappropriate ones.
All right, so next prize is the character clan pack, basically.
Oh, what's this?
It's whatever you want. If you
Ooh.
want like Farseer or whatever,
What do you want? I don't buy it for you.
as long as it's not a Primarch.
And the dollar limit is
Whatever, is it $35 for characters nowadays?
Yeah, something
yeah. The
Something
Space
like
Marines
that.
tri-pack is like 65, but that's as high as it goes.
I said
So
no.
free character.
Single character
Oh
pack.
my god.
Single character
Single
pack.
character pack.
Oh, I would have actually taken that one.
That's why I put it back.
No.
You said you didn't want anything.
Nah, it's fine. I can't actually think. Oh no, I totally would have gotten the Primaris Lieutenant.
You can still get one, just not from us.
Fair enough.
Did you buy yourself?
Yeah, I know. No, I'm only like I said. I'm only in it for when there's armies on the line.
Whatever.
Apparently,
Armies
I
are dice.
need-
Nothing in
Matt
between.
Shantz.
Matt Chance.
Shantz.
Chance. What are the chances?
Congratulations. Apparently, I need what 6 more of these in order to play Tom and make him mad.
How many do you have? 2? Yeah, 6 more. I don't know
No,
if
it
you'll
wouldn't
make
make
him
me
mad.
mad.
Frustrate him.
You'll frustrate me because you actually know how to play it.
Wow.
Not a knock if you're listening, dude.
Not a
Yeah.
You're just back recently, and
No. Yeah, no. He was no. In all honesty, he was a totally cool guy to play against, person to person. He's yeah.
Nice.
He was a nice guy.
You keep telling yourself that.
Hey,
So the next would be the
I wasn't like that one guy. I'm just kidding. Or am
would be a squad box.
I? Ooh, squad box.
So a bunch of Reavers, a bunch of whatever you want.
Tau Fire Warriors.
no.
Tau Kroot.
Well, good luck
Recruit
finding.
mercenaries.
Good luck finding them.
That's why you'll never get it. This one goes to well, in LT, I don't know who it is. They've won stuff from us before, but LT gets the squad box
Cool. Congratulations.
of their choice.
Is that like the final form of Mr. T? He's just the T.
I'm just gonna continue.
Come on, John's laughing at that. That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying he's good, but I did.
Eye of the beholder.
Fair enough.
Next is going to be a vehicle, like a Helldrake
Yeah.
or
Like the Carnadon Overlord's blimp.
the blimp. I guess you can get Age of Sigmar. You know,
Well, you
doesn't
can convert it to
matter me.
Mechanicus.
Sure,
No.
and that goes to Jack Krisky.
Nice.
So Jack Krisky gets a vehicle
Good times.
of his
Heard
choice.
Land Raiders are good.
He's getting a Rhino because they're cheap. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
Brass Scorpion. Make him pay in pounds sterling.
That's a super heavy. It's
Make
not-
you pay in Bitcoin.
You know what? I went to a house one time where the guy was so proud of his Bitcoin farmer thing, and all it looked to me was just like a box with a CPU fan, and that was it.
Yep.
Like a bunch of wires and whatever.
It should have had a bunch of GPUs inside, but yeah.
The coolest
Maybe, I don't know.
thing I've heard about Bitcoin recently is Atari is coming out with their own Bitcoin currency, which kind of makes me think wait, are we gonna be in Tron, you guys? Like, can we be in Tron, please?
Do we get to be in Tron, or we want to be forced to be in Tron? Because I don't view it as a get.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Forced.
All I know is I'm gonna be the readiest player one out there.
Oh my god, I want to see it, yet I'm
Okay, so
hesitant
apparently
to
that
see
was a
it.
book.
Yeah, I read the book and it's fantastic.
We were watching the Olympics during dinner. The Olympics is like the only time the TV's on when we're eating,
Okay.
or like the playoffs for baseball or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So and it's on, and a commercial for Ready Player One comes on,
Right.
and I was like, oh, that's kind of dumb. And everyone's like, oh, that looks cool, and I'm like, oh, okay, I understand what is that? I was like, I don't know, it's for something called Ready Player One. I was like, well, it's kind of a silly concept. And Heather goes, that's a really popular book. And I'm like, really? She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, for like 2 years straight, I could not keep it in the library. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and I was like, oh, still looks dumb.
Did you read it? Did you read it?
I
heard
read
the
it.
book was like
The book,
okay.
No, the book is fascinating. It's
Really?
it's a perfect homage. Like I'll
Like,
straight it. It's
I'll
like a perfect,
talk to a non-millennial and ask them what they think of it.
no, most millennials probably wouldn't like it because it's all about old school Nintendo references or like
No,
Atari,
that's why they
arcade.
would like it.
No,
You're mixing up millennials and hipsters. They're not the same exact thing.
they're not the same exact thing. It's
They crossbreed a lot.
There's a lot of
That's
80,
enough.
there's a lot of 80s references. There's a lot of classic references. It's basically an homage to 80s nerddom.
Right.
And it's very heavily focused
Was the book
around.
written by Travis?
No, it was not. Travis should love this book if he's ever read it. But it's also got
I'm staying clear of all that.
a lot of Rush in there, which is awesome.
The music?
Isn't like
The band, yeah.
The band? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's
In
very
the movie
cool.
or the book? Like, how do you put music in a book?
Well, because they're because they're central to this one character.
I agree, Chris. Movie looks like dog shit.
I'm excited to see it. The book is worth it. The movie might be
It's
shit.
interesting because Tracer's in it.
Yeah, that's
So like,
that's,
I
that's
guess you're playing inside a game, and like, there's a bunch of like.
You know what it
references to
reminds
old
me? It
characters.
reminds me because I watch a lot of Japanese anime, so it reminds me of a lot of the recent trend in anime where it's like, guy trapped in virtual world.
Yes.
that type of thing.
There's one that was actually a very good movie that along those lines. I forget what it's called, but yeah, the basic gist of it is like you log into this thing called the Oasis, and it's literally like WoW meets Google meets AI meets everything.
Right.
VR basically.
Yeah.
Basically, are in a virtual world.
Yeah, and then there's a Willy Wonka element where the owner dies, and he's like, "Hey, I secretly embedded this massive treasure hunt into the game, and I'm a trillionaire, and if you win, you get my trillions." And go nuts, and then like it's
And
like
the whole world is like poor, right?
and the whole like it's very dystopian. Everyone uses the Oasis to escape reality, but so everyone gets obsessed with this thing, and it's like 5 years before the first clue
So
is even
it's
found.
Hunger Games in the virtual world
Meets Willy Wonka,
meets Willy Wonka.
meets 80s references and Tom.
So it's
Right,
got
'cause
so
I
it's got
also saw
Oompa
Back to the
Loompa.
Future car. I saw the DeLorean.
Mm-hmm.
There's that Iron Giant.
Yeah, there's a lot of liberty. I know the movie's gonna take various liberties because I just looking at the commercials, I'm like, that didn't happen.
I
drive the time machine to that part.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes, and I guess if you read the book, then you'll know whether it's
Well,
better or
and-
worse.
Well, and here's
It's
the
just
thing:
different, I think.
they're gonna make the movie more accessible to people who didn't read the book, so they're gonna have more concurrent
More
references.
accessible to people who didn't live through the 80s
Yeah, that too.
or care about 80s references.
But we'll see.
Or watch
Futurama.
Futurama.
I'll probably end up seeing it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to see it. I'm excited to see it, but
I'll
the
see it when
book
it
the
comes
book
out
itself
on
is very
HBO.
good. The book is absolutely worth reading.
You're talking to a guy who never even managed to see The Last Jedi.
You still haven't seen it?
Nope. Nah.
Out of protest or just?
No, we got busy and just never got around to it.
Well, it's coming out in DVD soon, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as it's out online, I'll just buy it on Amazon like I did with Force Awakens.
I don't
Force
really-
Awakens, I at least saw it.
I feel like there's a lot of cred you're losing, even though we're talking about.
I
40
feel like
games.
I don't know
Whatever,
you.
I don't care.
It's like
It's fine.
I can't even.
I'll watch it.
The amount of even
I'm gonna
I
see
can't
it.
right now
Yes.
is all of it.
I finally watched Logan.
Logan.
Oh yeah, we
Logan
talked. We
is
talked
amazing.
about that.
It's so good. Oh my god.
I tried to get
it's,
Natalie to watch
It's
it, too.
fantastic.
Did you watch
what
it in black and white?
No,
Ooh,
why would I watch
there's
it like
because
that?
there's a
It's
version
even
of it.
better.
It makes it even more like dramatic, which is insane.
Seriously?
Oh yeah.
Why have I not heard of this or seen it?
Because apparently you're shut in.
This is true.
You misanthrope.
All out.
All right.
Moving on.
We're moving on. Where are we at?
Oh, we're done with the drawings?
No.
No, we had one more left. We got
Wow.
This was the
tangential on
build-up.
I'm
your
really bad
lack
with the tangents here.
on your lack of Star Wars.
I find your lack of fandom disturbing.
Fair.
I am shocked and deeply saddened.
Well, not that shocked.
True.
I'm more saddened. I just shake my head. in
Whatever,
dismay.
I'm going to run an ITC league for you. Shut up. Leave me alone.
Since Alan won't. You complain that he wants to.
Why isn't anybody doing this thing for me?
So the last prize is a start
God.
collecting box of your choice.
Ooh, nice.
Prefer 40K, but it can be whatever you want. I don't care. You
Tomb
think
Kings.
they aren't even.
There isn't even a thing.
They're not a thing anymore.
There should be. Because that expansion for Total War Warhammer 2 is amazing.
Yeah, I'm buying that on Friday. I'm playing through Mortal Empires right now as Britannia, or no, as Reichsland, and it's awesome.
Yeah, because Britannia is not a.
Britonia
Yeah.
is what I meant to say.
Whatever,
Sure
it's
you
fine.
did. You're thinking of
You
Code
never
Guys.
played fantasy, so give them
I don't care. It's still.
Not to mention which I said the thing that it was clearly based on. So
I don't know what you're talking
forgive
about.
me.
Britannia is based on the French, not the British.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called Britannia. Yeah, there's it's based on the French.
No,
side.
but there's another faction in there where they actually give them French accents, and it's like Mortard or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
All I'm
You keep on talking about Britannia.
just
All hail
just-
Britannia.
Just draw your little names out of
I
that.
already drew it.
Who is it?
We're too busy making fun of Tom.
It's fine.
It is Matthew Hamilton.
Hooray!
The name I can pronounce.
Are you related to Alexander Hamilton?
Oh, it goes back to
Spoiler
history.
alert, it's actually pronounced Hamiltone. The E is not present or I would love if that's the only name you mispronounced all night. You got
know.
everything else right. That would
Something wrong
make
with you.
my day. Well,
So
clearly.
I'll list the winners on the Facebook page when this releases on the iTunes. Thank you everybody that subscribed or backed us on Patreon. Don't forget to do that. As little as $1 brings us this fine podcast,
Yeah.
Twitch stream,
What
whatever
is
you want
it?
to call it.
I mean, what
Wait
is
a minute,
it?
do I get paid for this?
No, you get paid every Christmas
That's true.
with beer-related products.
I'm good
No.
with that. Your brother still owes me beer. John,
He's right there. Just
John, where's
remind
my
him.
30 rack?
Wait, why does he owe you a 30 rack?
Because
He owed him before, and then we went to LVO, and he owed him again, and
Oh,
he still
God.
didn't. Oh, he didn't cover the first.
See, now I'm trying to think of a pun that involves alcohol and interest. And does he owe? What's your
I don't charge interest.
what is it?
Should.
6% APR / ABU.
So it goes from the 30 pack of Bud Light to up to like now he owes me 30 IPAs or something.
Yeah. Or like
increases in.
yeah. I
Eventually
mean,
he's gonna owe me like 3 bottles of.
there's gonna be currency.
Blue Label.
Yeah. There's currency conversions. That's not a full sentence, John.
What would you say?
I reminded him the period, and then we all forgot. I reminded him then.
I'm the worst with that. I always forget when people owe me stuff.
So, all that
Remind me
being
about that
done,
later when I need money.
I will.
all that being done. Now we're at an hour in. Those that finally stuck with us. One of the subjects I wanted to talk about, which is in relation to my game 2, and just in relation to LVO 2, especially because that's when I first thought of it again. We've
Listen
talked.
to people without morals.
That has nothing to do with without morals. Everybody does it.
Nope.
Are we beyond good and evil now?
Everybody poops. Just like the book says.
But not every man truly lives.
But
People in your philosophy.
Oh, you're getting Natty Light, by the way, is what he's saying.
Whatever.
yeah.
Sure.
You think he's above that? He is not.
We've talked about it before in past episodes, but I decided to bring it up just because it came up. In my opinion, it kind of showcased itself at LVO, and then I tried it on our tournament, and
And a
it did
couple of
work.
key matches, are you saying?
And what it is, we call it. I don't know what you would call it, but we've always called it bidding.
Ah.
What that is essentially is you kind of basically like testing the waters,
See what you can get away with.
see what you can get away with, and you actually do it every day in life.
And it doesn't have to be verbal.
No.
Oh.
So especially if you're in a relationship or married, you do that. So Tom will get
Constantly.
used to it. Yes.
No, I'm.
So
I
like
know.
for example,
It's a cobra. Oh my god.
No. Okay. I'm putting my foot down. Oh, that wasn't John. Okay.
No, teacup with another zinger.
so for example,
Yeah. This guy gets it.
for example, Alan is going to Adepticon for the team tournament.
Right.
They had a guy drop and they asked us if anybody wanted to go. So as I put my bid in with the wife, is hey, what about me going to Chicago at the end of the month? She's like, no. But
That's a more blunt bid.
it is, but it's almost. But what it does is almost test because the tone and the way she said it and the way she kind of like no, like she didn't. It wasn't a hard no.
Wasn't a hard no. Okay.
So I just had to kind of keep asking, basically. Well, and then she starts asking qualifiers, and I'm like, well, it's not this and this. Everything's paid for. Blah blah blah. All I had to pay for was the flight, really.
Right.
To eventually she said, yes, I can go, which was too late because they already found somebody.
Oh.
Which could, so I didn't have a chance. I was tempted to maybe go anyway.
But see, the thing is, you can use that to bank for a future bid too, because it's like I didn't even end up going to that. You know. Just,
oh right. Well, yes, because I was tempted to go anyway to Adepticon, but I think I'd have to get a hotel. I'd have to do all this other stuff. So, I may go to Nova instead.
But the general idea, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that bidding is just and this is life, not just 40K, where you test the waters, as you said. You kind of put an idea forward and gauge the person's reaction to see what else you can get away with.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, like I don't live with my fiance right now, but eventually I will do things subconsciously, or not even really, where like I will leave something out somewhere, and whether or not she corrects that or says, "Oh, hey, you should not do that," will then kind of reinforce that behavior, whether I realize it or not. And that happens in 40K as well. I think the most easy example is, "Oh, hey, man, I forgot this. Do you mind if I do it real quick?"
Right.
That's the number one form of bidding.
There are players who do they overmeasure the first couple of times to see how far they can overmeasure before you say something, and they push it, and they'll push it and push it and push it and push it and push it.
And that's where the morality kicks in, because it's like you're doing it in plain sight.
I'm Catholic. Everything's immoral.
We all are. This is the Catholic podcast.
That's true. We're all Catholics, huh?
Well, practicing versus
Okay, well,
Hey, man.
are you?
My wife sings in the choir on Sundays.
Hey, sing.
We're not talking about your wife.
What is it?
So I'm there.
Singing is praying twice, I think is what it is. So, yeah, she's praying for the both.
I don't have to practice anymore, so that's why I don't go to practice.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Plus, you probably couldn't see the sheet music anymore.
No.
Sorry.
Well, I never sang
Talk
to
about
begin
immoral.
with.
Jeez, look at that.
Oh, hey,
No, you can't see anyways.
Hey, I didn't say I was good at being Catholic.
There's a reason why he still practices.
Yeah, that's right. It's called trying.
But it involves things like even with hey, can I do this? Can I do that? And like you said, it's basically a way to see how far I can go with, like John was saying, or with the measurement thing. That's a common way. Another one is, hey, can I do this? Can I do this? And that way and it's not.
Or you ask the other player, so is this how this works? And
Yeah,
it's your thing, and if they say yes, then you do it.
Yeah.
I've seen that
So, or you even do and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't see it as a bad thing. It's just you trying to get an
Moral compass
edge.
is broken.
There is that, but
I think you guys have done an episode on bad gaming habits.
Yes.
it's not really a bad gaming habit. It's
Next thing
just
you know, Adam's gonna be sitting over there. Magnus did nothing wrong.
no,
Oh my
that
God.
dude. That dude. If you listen to the audiobook of A Thousand Suns, yeah,
The guy who read it, the guy who reads it, like puts his own spin on it.
yes, and it's
Sure.
just like he did something wrong.
Mm.
It's not so much nudging. It's more of so it's not in that case like, oh, I move the model, nudge a model. It's more of how do you roll this, or how do you, or it's going
It
like,
can literally be like you ask, okay, so my silencer has 24 shots, right?
yeah, it's something
Yeah.
like that.
Or 24 days.
It's not so much nudging
It can be as blatant as
or
that. I've seen it as blatant.
Oh
as
yeah,
that.
and that's why like and as someone else who someone who sees that, you have to train yourself to be like, I'm not gonna just say yes. I'll be like, what does your book say? That's always my first question whenever it's like a rules question.
Hey, so my thing says this. I don't know. It's yours. How does it do?
Like
Yeah.
what
So-
does it say it does?
for those that are if you listen to the podcast, what Teacup is asking is, haven't we done an episode on bad gaming habits like
Yes.
nudging and the like?
This isn't necessarily
It's
bad.
not. We're not saying nudging like bad gaming habit. It's more of
This is interesting.
an angle. I guess getting an angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more along those lines, like asking questions like, "These are ruins, right?"
Right.
Where you're not saying what are these. You're kind of
And
trying
then
to
later
put
in the
it
game, be like, well, you said that was a ruin, so this is a ruin too.
right.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, what is it? The oh my god, I can't believe I'm about to feed this. The legal term is leading the witness.
Yes.
So it's like you're giving them a question that presupposes an answer that they will naturally come to.
Thanks, Jeff.
That's actually just because I've been reading a lot about psychology recently, because that's currently what my random obsession is psychology, like cognitive dissonance and stuff. Like that.
So people, you do it with your opponent.
I get
Even
bored on the train.
you
Right.
even do it with the judges, especially the judges. Because
Yes.
you'll ask them a question just to see what their answer is, and that way you can see almost how the judge
gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
or TO thinks. So you kind of have an idea of how they're going to rule
I don't
certain
really want
things.
to know how we think. To be honest.
See, the chess
Well,
clock in the
that's-
semifinals, that's a little different because, or is it? I think it's different. That's something that was agreed upon prior to the game, so that was set in stone, and then was reneged.
Yes, that's more or less and that's not necessarily
a rule that
rules
you're trying to get
issue.
around, yeah.
Meanwhile, it's
Well,
It's a
okay,
gentleman's agreement.
yeah.
at LVO. Now, if something's put in place where we can enforce things like that, then that's different.
Aaron,
10 seasons of
I know. At this point, you are the law, Aaron. You are the law. But no, but like bidding is it's more like it's kind of like a mental warfare. It's like
Yes.
it's meta.
It's more
like,
of the mental game.
yeah, because it's like if I can figure out how this person thinks of this game
Or what they'll let me get away with.
what they'll let me get, that'll affect what I'm doing, or that'll affect how I can play against them.
And some people are more aggressive with it than others.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
much so.
one of the laid back guys that like lets you get away with stuff. Because that whatever. Like if you're gonna try to get away with stuff, I'm like, I'm just here to have fun.
See,
Right.
for me, it's the
But-
rule of one. I'll let you do
the guy
something
who
one
also
time.
will log away that you did whatever and that it was incorrect. And then when I'm called over your table later, like when I'm not playing, somebody's like, "Hey, how's this rule work?" I'm like, "Yeah, it doesn't work like that." But he looked at but in our game, I'll be like, "Right, but let's see the rules." And I'll open up the rule book and be like, "Here, see, you're wrong." But in our game, no, see.
This is judging on a game by game basis.
Right.
Is that when you're like dictator hormone pheromones? get,
yeah,
like,
but when you're
No, because at that point I'm just like, yeah, I let you do it because I don't want to fight you tooth and nail for every single little thing, guy.
but that's also part of the bid too. Is this the type of guy that's going to fight me on everything, or is this the type of guy that's just going to let me do what I want?
right.
So you pose those initial questions,
Oh, okay, noted.
and it's like, oh, this guy's kind of laid back or whatever, or is this guy going to be stickler about everything?
Mm-hmm.
So then you know how you need to change or adjust your game style or your game play
Right.
because of your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the judge. Is this judge going to kind of like is he going to let me influence his on his decision,
Mm-hmm.
or is he going to be adamant about, how the rule actually is or how it should be interpreted according to FAQ or whatever? Because a lot of times the judges may not be aware of an FAQ. Oh, sorry. English is my first language.
It's unfortunate.
You should attend John's history of English class.
No.
I know, huh?
Teach Adam, just fail him.
That's fine.
Just walks in the room. Nope, done.
And you fail.
Or you can make me pass just so I don't keep coming to your class.
It's true too.
No, but I think he would delight in giving you a failing
Maybe.
grade.
I'd still keep on going back.
It would be like an inspirational story.
Yes.
You can't make me quit. I'm gonna learn English good.
TV
How do I
movie.
reach these kids.
That's a fantastic thing to say.
Okay, back to the actual subject.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got to push the judges. Some people push the judges to see where they're going to land,
Mm-hmm. Or how much they're willing
especially if
to.
it's an event you haven't been to before. Or it's not like you can't really do it at the LVO because everybody knows us, and they pretty much
Just about,
remember
yeah.
how we are.
Yeah, because like the last
And
few years,
and
it's
they
been
know
the
we
same
do pretty much
judges.
Everything by
Well,
committee,
and
too.
then in that case, you're talking about for the people who it would really matter to, like because you're gonna get those lower tier players who are gonna try that same kind of crap. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as much because they're lower tier players, and so what they do doesn't ultimately affect things to some degree.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still something I think they, I guess, need to cultivate or learn, or maybe how to do it better.
Yeah.
How to bid. How to,
How to
make a
bid,
better
how
More
to-
effectively.
How to bid good.
bid better.
How to play the Warhammer's goods.
You see
Well, there's
it.
the books for that.
So just be aware of it. I guess that's what I'm saying, because like I said, everybody does it whether they realize it or not. I try to bid on when I played Paul in that second game. What ended up happening was we played the game, and then I was like, oh, I lost or whatever. Oh, but I should have moved my guys,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I called it a tie because I didn't really do the math at the time.
Uh-huh.
And the bid I made was try to bid him to just call the tie.
Oh.
He's such a jerk.
But did you know it wasn't when you made the bid?
That it wasn't a tie.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
Ah, okay.
I knew I probably would have got the win, but I was just going for the tie.
You were bidding for the lower mark.
Yes, even though I thought that was probably the best I could do. I didn't think I had the win until I actually did while I was talking to him. I did the numbers in my head because it would be a switch. Because he would have lost 2 points, I would have gained 2 points.
And then it would have swapped.
We just would have flipped spots. It really wouldn't have changed. Like that's why I said in the third game, I think I still would have lost that third game, and he would have beaten Carson.
I don't know. I'd like to see the dice on that one.
In close combat.
Well, I mean, if Carson initiates, he kills them, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And Carson,
Well, he still has a 4 plus 3 plus in
not to mention which Carson's list has a small enough footprint and is a little tougher than what the Gatlings can do. I think.
No, I'm saying he'd probably get him in close. He'd probably get him in the close combat with the because they do D6 damage.
No, I know they're insane, but I still feel like Carson's gone up against. He would know. I don't know. I'd like to see what would happen. I don't know. That'd be
Thanks to me, it didn't happen. So
well, you son of a bitch.
So-
Thanks to you and your bad bidding.
Yeah.
So I tried to bid to get him, and I almost had him, but
Slash not
eventually,
charging.
and this is where there's like one of the bad things that could happen from bidding is it turns into bullying.
Yeah, that's when it's not cool.
Which always happens when Adam's involved.
So that only happened back at third and fourth.
Or when he plays me.
Or Darian.
I don't believe. No, I don't believe. I'm not going to bully. No, it'd be the other way around. Darian would stick me in the locker.
He would build a locker from the surrounding environment around him using his bare hands, and then he would stuff you in it.
Yes. So
How did you make it? Don't ask. He ripped the counter. I know.
So,
He forged marble.
so I tried the bid to see if I can. I think I could have if I really pushed it. But once he said that, you know what, I just want the win. I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. So
Yeah, he was high off that Dark Eldar's win. Or the Dark Angel win. Dark Angel win, yeah.
it was fine. It was fine. I still made the 2 mistakes, and to be honest, I think I could have argued because I think the models were still on the table. We hadn't removed the
Yeah,
models.
it's not like
The
it's-
game state hadn't. We hadn't removed
yeah.
the models off the table yet.
And you weren't in a different phase where action had already taken place.
Not like in the game where I got my namesake from. The models had already been removed from the table.
Yes.
And we'd already walked the paper up to the judges, and then he wanted to walk everything back and tell me I lost the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And John's letting him talk while he's pulling his models off.
Yeah, I just let him talk. Just pull the models off the table.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we can't go back about that.
Cool story,
None of
bro.
that was. None of that was. Okay, my models are packed up and going to lunch.
Yeah. See you in round 2. No, wait. I won't.
See you in hell.
Yeah.
See, now we're going back.
Deep cuts.
And this is why I think bidding is immoral, because it annoys me.
That's so subjective.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And like I said, everybody does it.
Yeah,
Yes.
no. Whether you do it to a conscious,
You may
or
be
subconscious
unconsciously doing it, but
Probably.
I mean,
Students try to do it with me all the time.
yeah. Oh, especially yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. No, kids. That's where you really start to do it. That's when you realize like that's actually one of the things that helps you realize that you're not the center of the universe as a kid, is that you can affect other people, and that their will can and it becomes like that whole struggle of will thing.
Because when I push hard to bid is usually towards the end of the game when I try to convince my opponent that they're not going to win and we should just end it.
Right.
Because this it's usually one of those things, and you see it a lot in a lot of games. Maybe not now because of the way the ITC has it, where you have to play
Yes.
through. But in previous iterations of their missions, it was kind of like, okay, well, here's what's going to happen. This. We may as well just call it.
Yeah, but see now it's like this is what's gonna happen. This, and this. Okay, so this is the points you get. This is the points I
You
get.
could, but
Yeah.
then they may still want to play or whatever.
Right. For me, in that case, I would like it was so clear he was gonna win that I was just like, okay, look, dude.
Yeah, with the new ITC missions, the players are empowered to continue playing should they want to.
Right.
And you're
Which-
not under you're not under the influence of like, hey, you have to do this thing.
Well,
You
and
should
plus
do this thing.
you're not
yeah.
you're not incentivized to concede
Right.
No, absolutely, yeah. And
because you get zero. You get nothing.
well, right, and that also that also really helps out like team tournaments where or even submarining where you automatically concede depending on what's going on.
Right.
Because like somebody could intentionally submarine where it's like, okay, I've got just enough points for where I'm just possibly mathematically below middle, and I concede, you win the game.
And the
Congrats.
0-point submarine is not good.
No, 0-point submarine's not, but I'm thinking, well, yeah,
That's what I'm saying. The new format is better
Right.
for that because 0-point submarine is bad.
exactly.
So, John, any advice for being immoral and bidding?
No,
None at all. No
Don't do
advice if you're going to bid.
don't do it. Just play the game.
Just play a game.
Just play the game straight.
Okay, advice for resisting the bid.
Broke backbone.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It's
I mean,
basically.
what do you want from me here?
Well,
I literally don't think I don't view that as part of the game.
Okay.
Like I view that as a part of the that's part of the social interaction. And if you want to be a jerk, and you want to like try to win the game via things that are not in the game, then fine. Like I get that people do it, and that's what like I was saying. I shut down. As if when somebody just does that too much, I'm just like not worth it. It's probably why I've never won a GT.
yeah.
Probably why I've only ever won local RGTs because I was able to like dodge that one thing. Plus, I understand about myself that if I allow myself to get to the place where I start to like be in that situation, I'm just gonna get pissed.
That's fair. No,
Rage
that's-
quit?
No, I'm not gonna rage quit. I'm gonna get pissed at the person,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm just like, it's not worth it.
yeah.
I'll get you back later when somebody calls on me to answer a question. I'll be like, oh yeah,
In that same tournament?
that's happened before, yes.
Really? That's weird.
Well, I mean, like I was
Because
asking
I'm
you
not
questions in
judging,
our
but
game.
somebody will be like, "Hey, we need a like rules question."
Oh,
like,
yeah,
somebody will be
yeah,
gone,
that-
or they'll just ask me, "Hey, so how's this thing work?" And I'll be like,
Yeah.
"Well, coincidentally, in the rules, it says right here."
Fuck you.
Okay, that's why you got that response. I get it.
Yeah.
That's even more of a jerk, I think.
Why?
Because why don't you just be a jerk during the game, and then that way you're more consistent.
Funnier this way?
For future comedic effect. Oh, it's gonna be funny when I tell him a podcast 3 years away.
No.
3 years from
It's
now.
funny to him at the time.
At the time.
No, I totally get that. I totally make jokes for my own benefit and no one else's.
It's better.
I completely, except mine aren't. I don't like screw people over.
I mean, it doesn't
When-
always happen, but it's like one. I'm
But
not
when
gonna
it
sit
does,
there-
like when you take that skew list and it finally works.
I think Teacup puts it pretty well. Play the game, don't play the game.
right? Yeah, I'm all for like knowing your opponent, and I'm all for playing the opponent. Like,
Oh, yeah, you
I've
should
written-
totally
I've
play
written
the
articles
opponent.
about that before.
Right.
Like I've written it for Frontline. I wrote it for a long time ago for the now debunked Capture and Control blog. Like, like knowing the players and playing them is a huge part of the game, which I've also mentioned is why I do better at local tournaments where I know all the players
Right.
Right.
because I know who they are. I know how to play them. Like there's certain players that you just know how to put on tilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And being somebody who loves poker and has played a lot of poker, like that's part of the way I play it. But I
damn.
don't view that as bidding because I'm not bidding you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. I'm doing things in the game that I know will push your buttons that are legal. Like I know what your favorite unit is.
I'm going to kill.
I'm going to
that.
kill that first.
Right.
Or I know that you view this thing as your linchpin to how your list works. I'm going to stop that thing from happening so that you no longer care about this game.
Or you don't think you can win beyond
Or
that.
you don't think you can win beyond that. And I'll continue to talk about how, oh, that sucks for you that you lost that thing. And it's going to be hard for you to win because of X, Y, and Z.
Which
But that is bidding.
That's not bidding.
Yes,
No,
it
it's-
is.
no,
Because
it's not.
No, it's not because I'm not saying it's going to be hard for you to win. We should stop.
No, but you're influencing that. You're influencing
Right,
them
but
in the thought
That's
process.
not bidding.
But
Okay.
see, the difference is the difference
keep
is
telling yourself
Well,
that.
no, but bidding is very very intertwined with suggestion.
Right.
So-
I'm not suggesting things.
No, he's not suggesting things. He's being mentally aggressive, which is different,
Right.
ironically. But
I don't see it as different because you're influencing them.
well,
I'm influencing them.
But you
Yeah.
can. But here's the thing.
I'm not influencing the game state.
Yeah, you're not influencing the game state, and you're not influencing. You're not like that
I'm
kind
not
of.
attempting to influence the outcome of the game as in like bidding for you can't win because.
Or these are ruins because.
Right.
Or
Or we should call the game now because.
or I do this because it's more like I'm gonna throw things at you, and it's up to you whether or not you actually like there's like
if
that
you let me in your head, that's your problem.
exactly. No, it's like
But I'm not bidding. I'm not getting in your head with the intention of making you concede.
like people who get angry, for example. One of the things that they're taught to deal with it is think you cannot control what happens around you, but
Right.
you can control how you react to it.
Right.
So, like, John can be a dick to me all game, but whether or not I actually let that affect me is different. Like, I will say that there, and I'm not going to actually say because we all know this person, but there was one game I played against someone we all know, where the entire game they were just completely dismissive of me. They were talking to somebody else. They were, and it was a practice game for a tournament, and we were both trying to take it serious. At least that's what the chat said. And at first, I was getting pissed off. Because I was getting pissed off. I was like, come on, like I actually came to play and you're just dicking around and I'm trying to like win here. Like I'm trying to like learn how to, get ready for this tournament, blah, blah. And I actually instead did the opposite. Instead of letting it piss me off, and especially because this guy's list, that was during the Gullman Gunline era.
Okay.
So he was running that and that was already hard enough to deal with as it was, and I was still playing Tau. So instead, I just used that dismissiveness against him and said, "I'm doing this." Okay,
Right.
I would just move very quickly so he wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Force him to roll and be like, I would just tell him when he had to roll.
Yeah, you weren't like cheating or bidding.
No, I wasn't.
You
I
were
was
just playing fast.
I was playing fast
playing
and
with
taking
his not
advantage of
paying
the fact that he wasn't looking. And at the end of the game, he acted like, "Oh, so what happened?" I'm like, "Actually, I won because I just got table quarters."
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's
Uh-huh.
like, and he looked at me like, "Oh, all right." And at the end of the day, he didn't really give a shit.
Right.
And ironically, he won the RT2 the next weekend. But like, but like that was that's for me that was like a learning lesson of like, okay, like people can get in your head, but you can also deny them that. The last game at another tournament that I went to, somebody else got in my head, and sure, I was pissed off, but I ended up the only reason I lost is because I got really shitty dice rolls turn 4 and 5 because Long Strike loves to not hit on a 2-up re-rolling every once in a while.
What?
Oh,
What's wrong with Tau?
I don't know.
It's Tau.
It's a lot. The answer's a lot.
It's fine. We'll get a
Answer my own
codex.
questions over here.
Now,
We'll get a-
I'm
you have your own
influencing.
show over there.
I'm influencing myself, and I'm losing, so I'm getting
I'm
mad.
barely even aware the two of you are here.
That's fine. You're lost
You're
you're lost painting your little guy.
This is painting hour with John.
We're just gonna paint away that little mistake, little chaos blemish.
Put a fluffy little cloud.
We're just gonna,
Put a fluffy little cloud right here.
there's no heresy here. Only loyalty.
Oh, look.
We're just gonna paint some loyalty on that.
We're gonna paint some faces of the Emperor.
Oh, pre-flop raising is an easy way to piss people off. John, we need to play poker. Please have a poker night.
Oh, I pre-flop raise all the time. That's all I do.
Oh yeah.
We can totally do a poker night. My poker chips are dying.
No.
Painfully slow and neglected.
No, I'd love to play some poker, and that would actually be fun to have like an episode recap that or something. But
We could just play poker.
yeah, have
As an episode.
TFG live
TFG
poker.
poker night.
Yeah, where we
Adam
have
hates this idea, and I don't care.
no, it'd be fun.
I don't hate it.
No, but like no, there was one guy I
You're
always
secretly
played.
hating everything over there.
There's one guy in college I always played with, and every time he
Stop
was
bidding on me, John.
every time he was next to the big blind, he'd double the big blind and steal it.
Oh yeah.
And he used to piss so many people off by doing that.
In the casino, that pisses a lot of people off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's the like, and meanwhile, there's no tactical advantage to doing that necessarily.
Well, you're stealing the action, basically. You're stealing the spot. Being in the big blind is good.
Oh yeah, that's the best position. Okay.
So, Tom, any advice?
If people
Other
are
than grow, well, I guess grow a backbone.
well,
Because you know what, that is an issue in general. because a lot of people don't want to be, considering the name of the show, they
Right.
don't want to be that guy.
guy.
They don't want to be the jerk. They as much as
John, bring the natty you owe. John, you can play.
Seriously.
I think that, but see, that's a larger issue that it goes along with bidding, along with other things we've talked about in terms of advocating for yourself and things like that.
Right.
Where,
Which is like the opposite of me. I don't advocate for myself because if I do, I'm just gonna get mad.
Yeah. Well, like for me, what I do is like, you know, I try to treat the game as very much like a black and white. It either is or it isn't as much as possible. Now, if someone's like for me, it's the rule of one and the rule of the phase.
okay,
If the rule of one is I will let you take something back or change your mind very quickly once.
okay,
If you ask me again, I'm going to say no because you've already had a chance to learn from your mistake.
all right,
If the rule of the phase for me is, okay, so I've moved all of my stuff and now we're going into psychic phase. Oh wait, no, wait, before psychic phase, I have to put these deep strikers down. I'll stop tapping the table. You can just call me out. That's fine. Before I move these guys, or before my second phase. Oh, I'm so sorry. I need to. Well, thank you. I need to like deep strike my guys. Cool. That's totally fine because we actually haven't started the psychic phase.
okay.
Now, if it's like 3 powers in, you're murdering stuff, and I'm like, oh wait, I forgot to bring these guys in. Sorry, buddy. Next turn.
Okay.
Because we've already started this phase. Dice have been rolled.
Yeah. No backseas.
Right. And then at the end of the day, too, even the rule of one, I'll still say no.
I've become leery about
Damn it, you son of a bitch.
Nice.
I got all hopes up like I was contributing and
people like me.
no zinger recommendations for you anymore.
I actually
Tease
yeah.
up.
I've gotten
Is that how you say
over
it?
the idea of letting people go back and do things,
Uh-huh.
which in a tournament, like obviously if it's whatever, it's a friendly game, who cares? But or like on league night or whatever. But in a tournament, I've gotten over doing that because I've seen it hasn't happened to me, but I've seen too many people get burned on the. They let people go back on stuff, and then get towards the end of the game, and they want to go back on something. The other player's like, no.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm hesitant about it.
And so
sometimes.
that's why now.
if
like,
if it's very minute and it's clearly they were in like I can tell they meant to do it versus like they stopped and thought about it and they're like, oh wait, I should have done it.
Right.
If it comes off to me as a oops, I forgot versus I
Right.
should have done, then I'll depends. I'll allow it.
Right.
But but I'm also I think the one time I didn't was against Andrew and he got really pissed at me in this game where I was clearly on a down foot. He forgot his psychic phase, hadn't started it yet, and I was like, sorry dude, I can't let you. He still won, which thankfully I think saved our friendship because or else he would never have talked to me again. But like that but like there like I was fully within my rights to even say no. We're in the we've said we're in
We've
this
moved
phase
on.
now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's more opponent dependent.
That's also true.
Yeah, that can be. That's possible.
It's like,
You know, I'm playing someone I know, or especially if I lost the first game, or I know I'm out of it.
Yeah, like if you and I are
stop.
playing with each other, we don't let each other do anything. We hate each other's guts.
Yes, it's very tooth and nail.
I need
To the death.
what I need to do is I need to be more.
I remember the last time I played you.
When was the last
7th
time
edition?
we played? It was 7th edition.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it's more. It depends on the opponent, and it depends on, I guess, the stakes.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in the running, if I'm 1-0, 2-0, or even the first round, maybe not so much. I know with the previous tournament with Josue, he had made a roll and he declared it as this certain roll, but then it's, oh no, that's supposed to be this roll. I'm like, you already declared it.
Yeah.
I can't really let you do that.
Yeah. The
Can't go
dice
back
hit the
on
ground.
it.
They showed
Yeah.
a number.
Once someone makes a roll, then that more or less is the cutoff for me for
Yeah.
whatever, whether it's next phase or next
Right.
unit or next shooting or whatever.
Yeah, I guess my whole I just shut down, and if you bid too much or whatever is also dependent on what's going on. Like if it's
Yeah.
the last game of the RT and I'm at top table, I'll actually play the game.
Right.
But if it's like round 4 of a 5-round tournament and I'm 2-1, I don't really care.
Yeah. Once
I'm not winning, so
Yeah.
I'll shut down.
with the way the system works now, once you lose that first game, it's
Leading people outside of your turn by giving suggestions is so where it's like, oh, you could do this, and then
Yes.
that totally is a thing. There was a guy at BAO who I was like, oh, maybe I should assault that, and I was like, I don't think I can, and he was like, oh no, you totally can if you want to, blah blah blah, this and that, And then I looked at him and I was like, "You're playing Inari. You want a soul burst from death. I get it. I'm not doing it." Miles was next to me and immediately started laughing. And the guy looked at me like, okay, that totally was what I was doing. He didn't say that, but it totally was what he was doing. But yeah, no, like, and meanwhile, for example, against that guy, the Grey Knight player, he clearly knew. He was like, "What secondary should I take?" I could have given him the worst secondaries and gave him reasons. I didn't. I gave him secondaries that made sense. And then when he asked me questions like he was literally like, "What do you think I should do?" I tried to be as very non-committal, vague about it as possible. I was like, "Well, you can pick your model and do something with it." But like not as a dick, like in a nice way. I was like,
I don't know if there's a
"Well, you
nice way
can
to say
that."
that, but
Well,
okay.
I was like, "Well, with this model, you can either move it or shoot it." And then maybe
Still-
depending on what happens, I mean, like, I don't know, but like what I wanted to tell him was, "Oh, you should totally retreat, man. And like close combat, Raven Wing, it's gonna murder your shit.
Right.
Grandmasters are paper, bro." I wanted to do that, but I couldn't in good conscience do that. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna assault you," and I was like, "Fuck."
I mean, there's a certain point where you're not under the, like, even if it's a new player, you're under no
Right.
requirement to help them beat you.
Oh, of course not. No, and I mean the only thing I did was help him play the game, not to beat me.
Right.
He beat me because I had bad rolls and I made two very
It was like
crucial
your
errors.
first game ever with his army.
Oh yeah. Well, like with that list too. I had changed the list 3 times that week. That was the newest and final version, and I played it on the day of. Danny Kwan was like, "Wait, what? You changed your list
That's
again?"
almost pulling a John.
Yes.
That's what the post. Yeah.
Except you'd have to change the whole army.
Yeah.
Not just the list.
You have to be careful about that, though. If post game is, if the post game is for talking about what you should or shouldn't do if you're not gloating, because some people will not take good advice at all.
No.
Like, for example, that guy was like, "Yeah, you should
You
move your."
don't want advice either.
Yeah, and that guy was like, "Oh, you should totally put your Deathwing over here with your Raven Wing," and I was like, "You're totally right. Like, I'm new at this list. I want to learn." But like, there are some people where it's like, "Oh, I want to help you, but I know if I say this, you're gonna think I'm a dick. Or you're gonna take it the wrong way, and it's gonna be bad."
Yeah.
That does happen too.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you won or they lost.
Yeah,
Oh,
I try.
oh, yeah.
I don't offer advice if I won the game.
Oh no.
If they ask me for it, if they start the conversation,
Yeah,
I'll
if they
advice.
ask, yes.
Fine.
If not,
But if I win a game and the guy is not asking me for advice, I'd not offer it because I find that annoying.
I
If
I
I
offer-
just
I
got
offer, but,
annihilated by you,
yeah.
or it was a super close game, and like sometimes you don't want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta walk away.
Yeah.
You gotta let the salt steam clean your pores.
I offer whether they want it or not. Just give it to them.
Yeah, this
You
is,
lost because you suck.
This is why Adam and I haven't played since 7th edition.
No, I don't. Usually I'll bring it up, but almost as a like, oh man, that was but maybe it comes up.
Don't be conciliatory.
I'm not.
You trounced him.
I'm
Just
not.
let it go.
I'm not concerned about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't care about people's feelings.
No, I don't.
Adam's like, what are feelings?
Right.
I have them. Remember, I was angry earlier this day.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You were, yeah.
You
The
have
last 2 days. actually.
you have two emotions: anger and happy anger.
No, it's anger and not caring. Those are the two things. You've got.
No, not
That is
caring
that.
is when he chooses to turn emotion off.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a state of non-emotion. It is not an emotion in and of itself.
He's like, what was Data's brother on
Listen,
Star Trek?
I'm-
Lore?
Yeah, lore.
Lore was either off or angry.
I am a true Generation X, where my apathy is real. So. Any last thoughts? Any questions from
The chat.
the chat before we sign off? Anything you want us to ask us about, talk about?
I got a lot of work done on these guys. I'm gonna paint every time we do this.
No, I was
I
gonna
thought
say,
you do that. If only you would do it so people can see it.
Dude, I'm trying, okay?
The camera's over here,
A
guy.
couple of times I've done it, but I had needed the better light. One of the light bulbs went out in the middle of the stream.
Oh, boo.
Oh.
So it kind of messed with my lighting. But there, guys. Look.
No, you-
Grandmaster Dread Knights.
Look, they got 3 colors. All they need is basing and they're
Oh,
set
it's
to
not on
go.
that camera.
That's
Hey,
why.
guys, they're Grandmaster Dread Knights.
All they need is basing and they're done.
Well, that you need to do their eye glows.
No, he
They
doesn't.
wash.
They've got 3 colors.
I need
They're
the
ready.
eyes. No, I'll do the eyes and I'll wash, and then I'll be done.
Yeah. No, that,
And I'll probably do a little bit of dry brushing of black on the ends of the guns and the things, and that's it.
yeah. God, that's why I love painting bigger models. They're so much easier to paint. God.
I also like silver. This is the exact same as my silver armor.
Yes.
Team.
Painting.
Even the
painting-
colors.
Painting with metallics is fun. I've heard it's great.
And that's why the custodes are going to be fun.
That's
You
why I'm
forgot
doing
this piece though.
What?
On this fucker right here. You need to paint
No, I
that
didn't
black.
do that on purpose.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't do that one on purpose.
Sure you did.
I still think you
Stop
forgot.
pointing out things that are not mistakes. Need another painting with John since painting with
Oh, Me Not the John quit. That's too bad.
Aw.
He was a War Machine player that painted obviously Menoth, because Menoth is a faction,
Right.
but that was his thing.
He painted
Hmm?
on our stream.
Not on our stream, but he painted on he used to be on Muse on Minis, but then he went off on his own, and then I guess dropped off after
Well, I
that.
can totally paint. If I paint, I'll stream it. But this is the only time I paint.
Yeah, usually for those that follow but maybe haven't noticed before, we do a lot of PUBG. So if you like PUBG,
Yep.
if you like me yelling at my brother,
Which is always a great
Or
time.
other stuff. Sometimes we'll stream.
Oh, he quit his podcast at the very least.
yeah,
Sometimes I'll do Civ 6. Sometimes I'll do Total War. If we get that new game, Mechanicum, I'll totally play that.
Oh
We get
yeah.
access
Which
to
I
it.
don't even know what the game, like what kind of game it is.
who cares?
I know it's
Okay.
squad
It was
kind of
cool.
based.
Yeah. Somebody was like, somebody in another thread I was reading was like, okay, and before just chess. It's like they think it's like just chess. I mean,
Well, no, that's that.
It
They already
looks-
have a chess one that's regicide.
yeah. Well, they also have like the
Well, that's
Betrayal
a-
of Calth game.
yeah.
Plays like Betrayal of Calth, the board
Yeah.
game.
Oh,
So
really?
people are like, oh, is there going to be another board game port or whatever? And I'm like, I don't think so. It doesn't look like that.
Well, not to mention, is being a board game port such a bad thing?
No, it's not.
It's really not. The whole point is, guess what? We got more shit. Like, for example, the game I want to see that we'll never see is the Space Marine 2,
Yes.
which will never come out.
God,
But
Space Marine was so much fun.
I still, I literally have 3 copies of it because there have been 3 different times in my life where it's like, I need to buy it again to play it. $20, I don't even care. Like,
Yeah,
I will buy it again.
It's true.
No questions from the chat?
Doesn't
No,
seem like it.
nothing. No, nothing. No. Last call. Going once.
No.
Going twice.
All right. See you guys.
I guess we'll call it-
Sold to the me going home and playing Total Warhammer 2.
I'll
Nice.
probably go back on PUBG for 5 seconds before going to bed.
I will clean all this stuff up.
There you go.
All
I'll
right.
probably help John.
See you guys.
Hi
later.
guys.
I will
Good
stay
night.
and watch. Bye bye.